go.
Neither can they can see me though. That's my picture. Riddler is next to me.
Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Welcome to New Society. I'm one of friends joined by Varun and our special guest Geek Harneet.
AKA Bruce Wayne.
I'm Vengeance, aka I'm Vengeance.
I'm Vengeance, sorry. I'm Vengeance.
So guys, welcome to the stream, and today we'll be talking about The Batman, the latest DC film that came out. Not any other Batman. If you're getting confused, you can see that logo also on the screen right now. And we'll be going to spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film, watch it on your own risk, because we'll be diving into the spoilers from right now. Right now, we are getting spoilers. At the end. Okay, so that was a warning for you. If you're still watching, stop watching.
It's not just a warning, it's a spoiler.
All right, so let's begin. We'll be joined by more guests. Some of them are running late, but let's start with what were your expectations and were they met? Without saying anything about the film. First, Gigi.
Okay, the first question for me. What were my expectations? My expectations were like this is going to be like the darkest film. This is going to give me a feel of the Batman the Animated Series. This is going to be the best Batman film. It's going to be gritty, brutal, non-humorous, and yeah. They exceeded my expectations.
Basically,
mostly.
not a Marvel film. Okay, I'll not put you on spot.
No, I mean not like a Justice League film.
Okay, got it. That's a
Snyder
good...
Cut was dark, but even Batman Superman Ultimate Cut, but this was way darker. It was non-humorous, just point to point.
It was grounded, yeah.
So grounded, so realistic. I want to use a word, but I don't know if I am allowed to. It's like quite curse
No, I
word.
think I got it. We got it.
No buckety.
Well, 77, Sandeep, Rohit, Dark, Tanmay, all welcome. And one question, Dark says, do you think they'll reach 1 billion with this film? I don't know how much they earn. I didn't check.
No,
What's the
actually, I
weekend?
discussed. No, I think they won't. Actually, even if they would through HBO Max.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming out on HBO Max in just 45 days. So
Yeah,
April
that's the
19th is going to
window.
be streaming, yeah. So I don't think so. 1 billion mark is quite tough for the Batman film. First of all, the pandemic is still going on. Theaters are not open, and then there's a conflict between two countries through which they will be losing a lot of audience, and they are not running in theaters for a long time.
Yeah.
Plus, again, the audience is not like mass audience for the film.
So
Mostly 18 plus.
Ayush says, thank you, Ayush. 121 million in opening weekend. That's not bad. Let's see how.
yeah,
I think if they like make 500 million also, I think that'd be fine for them if they're releasing
They
on
will
HBO.
they will
More than
easily make 500 million.
Yeah.
Easily.
In
easily
US
fine.
only, I think.
yeah.
Single-handedly.
1 billion is quite tough for this film.
Tanmay says they drag too much. We'll come to that.
Oh,
But
I think
Varun,
Nona, I want to leave.
you are the shadows. You cannot. Varun, expectations versus reality.
I think expectations. I was expecting a grounded film. I was expecting some different sort of themes to be explored related to Batman. something that we have not seen before. And I think I had already heard that it is going to be a bit like, detective, like thriller sort of film. So I was also expecting that, and I think, yeah, like all those expectations were met by the film. Uh, I think, yeah, I mean, overall, I feel I definitely, I really loved this iteration of Batman. I loved this world. Uh, I feel like, like I think, yeah, like both Geek, Shiki and you were saying that this is this is not like whatever Snyder had done. This is not like Justice League. It is. I mean, I feel like this was one of my complaint for the Snyder version, that was like dark for the sake of dark. Here it is grounded, which is much different. And I feel like also something that I noticed was that I actually found the film like quite funny. Like it had one two like humorous one, but the ones that were there, they were like very funny or very
It
well
was
done.
not
Like
like jokes.
yeah,
It was more like, oh, that's funny. You know?
yeah. Like I think like
Yeah,
the
no
scene
forced
where
humor, no forced humor.
Yeah.
yeah, the scene where in where he's in jail and commissioner, he's not Commissioner Gordon. Gordon is talking to him like he's acting as if he's like persuading him, but he's telling him
Now you
punch me and
too.
then
Yeah.
Mhm.
escape. So like that scene, like the scene where he takes out his glider for the first time, he glides and then he just crashes and falls down.
Yeah.
Like those were all well done. My audience had laughed at that, like laughed out loud at that. So I feel
Even
like yeah, it
my
had.
favorite bit has to be, when they tie Penguin up and he
Oh
Oh,
tries to
yeah.
that
walk, and
are you
that is
having a
such
duet?
a
He's walking
great,
like penguin.
and he's just walking like a penguin. I'm like, oh my god, this is genius, to make it look
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
and it's so subtle. It's not like they're focused on it. Oh,
Uh,
no, no, it's not that. It's just
very
there,
subtle, yeah.
and
Only few
if you
would, only
know,
few,
yeah, if you know,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Exactly.
Dark Side, a very good thing. It's releasing in China on 18th March, and No Way Home didn't release in China, so I think that may change that. 1 billion is
Yeah,
possible.
I think, yeah, maybe it might hit a
And
billion, like just
one
a billion.
one more thing I have to add to that. In China, right, they have suddenly done this in last 2-3 years. They are not really accepting all the Hollywood films.
Hmm.
They
Oh,
want to promote their own
Only 100
films.
Hollywood films every year.
Yeah, and they want to promote their own films. So Chinese audience are only having to watch their own films. So
okay,
for them,
okay,
it will be
okay.
refreshing to watch a Hollywood film after so long in theaters. That to
Okay, so
Batman.
yeah, so then
So I
I think this
think
can be a game changer for them.
it's
Then
like
it's
Hmm.
quite possible that
alone Batman can do 1 billion in China. That's
yeah, yeah,
the
Yeah.
yeah, that's the market.
Like Venom
That's
did
why
800 million in China.
that's why they delayed Fast and Furious because China is a very big market for them.
yeah, yeah,
Because
Hmm.
that is the only market for them.
yeah.
Because they are their true family.
Yeah.
Oh my god. The Dark Knight or the Batman. Who's your favorite? We'll come to that later. I think we'll save that, guys. We'll save that.
Okay, actually I want to answer it if you don't mind.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
The Dark Knight is not a Batman film, first of all.
Okay.
And secondly,
He
Varun just
left.
left. He didn't want to answer.
He's like, what? I'm leaving. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, so first of all,
We were like,
it's quite
he said, Dark Knight is a Batman movie, and you left. I'm like, I'm done.
I'm going. I'm done. I'm done. Peace out.
No.
Continue.
Yeah, something happened.
It's quite funny and it's quite actually appreciating in indirectly that the Batman film is being compared to the Dark Knight, which is the second in the trilogy.
Yeah.
First of all, it should not be compared to any of the film, like any. They're totally different film. Secondly, the Dark Knight is not a Batman film. The Dark Knight was a political Joker message-giving film, and again, it was a sequel.
Yeah.
Whereas the Batman is Batman film, the Batman universe, which they probably focused on.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So as a Batman film, the Batman is better, but as a film, or like from a cinema perspective, the Batman is still better.
Yeah, I think
No,
one of the
Batman
biggest
is better.
criticism for Dark Knight was that there's not enough Batman or not enough happening with that. There is definitely a lot happening with the Batman Bruce Wayne character also, but the limelight is always on Joker. He steals the show. So,
Yeah.
but I'll
Until
save
the
my
end.
thoughts on that until the end of the stream. Not end, but we'll talk about it. Okay. Can you guys please tell in one word review? Okay, you
One
can try that.
word.
One word review for the Batman.
Masterpiece. Martin Scorsese.
This is cinema.
This is cinema.
No. I think I saw today only the meme. Who are you? And he's like, instead of I'm vengeance, I'm cinema.
I am the one who shared it.
You only shared it. Okay.
Oh, Nona stalking me.
Lucifer
Okay,
says,
in
"Bye
one word, if
Bawal
I-
thi movie."
I can actually, if how can we, how to best describe it? Okay, I'll not in one word, but in a one sentence. Like this has set a genre. It has the film has set like it should be like the Batman level film.
Okay.
A superhero film like should be like it's like Avengers level threat. Similarly, this is the Batman level.
You said something wrong. Police is coming.
Ignore that.
Exceptional experience. All right. Tanmay says, "Can I say mediocre?"
What?
See,
You already have
can
said, bro.
you can
Tanmay?
say it's boring. You can say it's very slow. You can say you didn't like it, but you cannot call it mediocre because you didn't like. I think mediocre is a word you say for a Fast and Furious
Black
movie.
Widow.
Black
Yeah,
Widow.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. You can use that term for Black Widow. You're saying Black Widow is same as the Batman. I don't agree. There's one difference that movie is bad. Forget me liking it or not. The movie
Last
is really
time Varun
badly
left.
made.
This time I'm going to leave the chat.
Lucifer says Gotham City felt like character. All right, it's slow. He says it's slow. Okay, that I can agree if that's your criticism. How was your reaction on Barry Keoghan? I think half the people didn't know, like not half, more than half people didn't know who
See,
was
the
that.
people
And
only
I think
care about
once
when
he
he said the
started
clown.
laughing,
Yeah.
people were like, oh, like some people are whispering, oh, Joker.
No,
And,
actually,
I mean,
before that, he said clown. He said the word purposely clown.
Yeah.
So people figured
My
out.
I mean,
my
that's
audience
what-
was
yeah.
like, oh, when he said clown, right? I think I
And
was
yeah.
confused between Two-Face and Joker, but I had
I
already
was-
heard
I-
the rumors about Joker, so
I was coming to this point. Like most of the people were like speculating and making theories that it's going to be Two-Face. No, he's just Joker. Don't think too much.
I think
It was the
it's
same kind of theories they were
because-
making when Snyder Cut, when the first trailer of Justice League was released, and Alfred is talking like, let's hope. Obviously, it's Superman. Don't think too much. He's Superman.
yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
saying Green
Which-
Lantern.
People were looking at
Supergirl-
the eye, what reflection is there,
Supergirl
green
and all,
color
yeah.
is there, Green Lantern.
Domestic collection 128 million will surpass 1 billion. Okay, more Fincher than Nolan.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, true. And I think it's.
one of the
it's a-
inspiration was Seven by
Yeah.
David Fincher. So
Hi, Manoj.
Welcome. 11 minutes late from the
11
destination.
plus 11 minutes.
Did your Google Map just said you arrived? Rate us.
No, I stopped in the middle for a juice.
You know this guy. He's like I think 1.5 kilometers away, but his map shows walking.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't
was
know if you're walking, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like you're being too smart. 220 IQ.
No, I was actually jumping off rooftops.
Oh. You were in the shadows, looking
Yeah.
from the shadows.
I was looking in the shadows, jumping and thinking, mask. Police from down, like, hey, mask.
Okay, let's repeat we all did for the till now. Manoj, what were your expectations or were they met? Don't go into the movie. What were your expectations before and were they met or not?
My expectations were that it would be a very good movie. Oh. It's not.
Not connected.
Oh, so how did you hear me, bro?
Through your phone, I think. If you're doing it from phone.
Laptop. I guess.
Okay,
By the time
one-
I'll take some chats. The only complaint of mine is that they showed too much in the trailer. Okay, we'll talk about that. Ayo, hello Abhineet. I am more dead is here. For me, Dark Knight is still best movie because every movie became masterpiece because of their villain. Also, Dark Knight was Batman very important movie because Batsy have to make a choice. All right, Lucifer says darker than BVS still can see everything. All right, shots fired.
Yeah, actually, you know what, Nona? The color palette was actually nice in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they.
like I'm sure
It
he's
wasn't
joking.
just dark, there was also a lot of red. which I like.
Yeah, right.
Each time Red came on screen, I'm like, oh, it's
I was
like
like
the-
Batman
I want to
Beyond.
add.
That's the
I want to
main
add
thing.
something. I want to add something. I'll forget it otherwise. The red thing. When the just movie begins after the Riddler has, spoiler alert, Riddler has killed Don Mitchell Jr. And then it's a narration going on of Bruce Wayne, just like Rorschach.
Yeah.
And then there's a monologue is going on that I am the shadows, and then there's this mutant. He's
Mhm.
painting his eyes, and we see
Dun.
the red color, and then we see the mask. Oh my god, that was goosebump moment for me.
Oh, I have
It
so
was
many
like,
moments to talk about. Oh my god.
and one more thing. Like in the other movies, we have seen like Batman is hiding in the shadows and then jump scares everyone. But in this film, he was like making an entrance. Wait, I'm coming for you. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm the one.
just walking out.
Yeah.
I'm walking. I'm coming.
True.
And with happening of every minute, Dark Knight became interesting. Okay. Yeah, but not better than Zack Snyder's Justice League. You cannot compare a Batman movie with a 4-hour long
Justice League.
Justice League.
That too, which is the third part. I mean, 8 or
Yeah,
9 parts.
Third part.
Yeah. But yeah, Manoj.
Okay, my expectations were it would be a very competent, very good Batman Matt Reeves film. And what I got was almost that, slightly below my expectations, slightly, just a tad. That was my
So,
consensus.
Gokishiki, it was very nice to have you on stream.
Okay, no, it's same here.
Varun left.
I said
Before,
slightly, not.
before,
Manoj.
I think he was saying that you were saying that the Dark Knight movie is not about Batman, and that time only same thing happened. Varun left. Okay,
Oh man.
you guys got
Manoj,
some
you just-
beef with Zach and his vision, dude. We did a 6-hour stream on that, so I think
I can
and
show
you were
my
there.
hoodie.
Did you shout?
No,
Which
no,
was
come on.
Tanmay, did you shout in this theater? That
Scared to pull off my hoodie. All the clothes will come down now.
that adrenaline shot scene, my heart stopped at that time. The last scene, right in the climax.
Then I think you need that adrenaline shot.
Be careful, Varun will leave again.
Tanmay is like, obviously I shouted.
I was
I think,
screaming all
yeah,
the
thank God I remembered this. Someone, the moment that censor board thing came, right? Someone
Yeah.
shouted Twilight. One guy. No idea. What are you proving,
No.
dude? Who are you proving it to? Burn that.
No, my people in the theater were much
It's my
more
most
sensible.
precious hoodie.
All right. Dark Knight versus No Way Home. Okay. Tanmay is like sending video.
What? Dark Knight versus Novio? What?
I don't know what he's trying to say. Let's again. Manoj, you said it didn't meet your expectation. Tight bit, right?
Tad.
Okay. One word description for the movie.
One word description of the movie. One word. That's
Yeah.
very hard.
Someone asked in the chat.
3, 4, 1 sentence.
Yeah.
Did you all go do it?
Geeky Chicken, I think he decided a sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, this is masterpiece Martin Scorsese.
This is cinema.
Cinema. Cinema.
Good detective drama, but a little bit too emo.
Yeah, the moment I saw his hairstyle, the way he was acting, I knew
Yeah.
someone would say he's like emo, like they say for Tobey Maguire and The Flash also in that one episode.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if I can get into the movie, but I know most people loved the voiceover and everything. But for me, like when the voiceover started, I'm not a huge fan of voiceovers to the audience. Like, so it reminded me a little bit of Arrow. Like, for 5 years I was in a night. Like, obviously it's much better than that. But it straight away, I was like, okay.
Come on, Manoj.
You
cannot
that was
compare
my-
Batman with the Arrow.
That was my issue with Dark Knight actually. Like in the end, when he's giving that such a like it's a good dialogue to hear. Like watchful protector. He's the Dark Knight. Like that, but he's talking to his son, that 5-6-year-old boy. What will he
Yeah.
understand? Like that's why
He's
why
like,
is he
"Huh?"
saying all these big words? Like just for the audience, not to. It's not actually a dialogue to his son. It's for the audience, and
Understood.
yeah, that sort of.
But yeah, I
part of
mean,
the-
for me, that just didn't. the whole voiceover thing with this, as I said, I would still say that it reminded me a little bit of Arrow. Like it definitely did, because I remember
Is that a
Arrow.
good thing or a bad thing?
I was not a huge fan of the voiceover. I'm not a fan of voiceovers in general, like especially to the audience. I like it more when it's a voiceover. Like as Varun said, it was to the kid. So if it was someone else, it would have probably been more impactful. But still,
But in this film, it's not a voiceover. Him like actually writing it on a diary.
writing in the
And
diary,
we are just
but
hearing
still,
that.
Still, it's meant for the audience exactly. Like it's literally like a mockumentary where he'll just have it be like, "This I went through this stuff. I'm a nocturnal animal." Like I don't know. For me, it didn't feel natural. It doesn't. It just I don't know. It's just me probably. Like I know some people who love.
By the way, Tanmay is with you.
Okay.
The moment he showed your hoodie, he was like, okay, whatever this guy says, I agree.
No, but see, I think on one side there are people who are calling this movie a masterpiece, and I can understand because it's their opinion. Then there's some people who are calling it. That's okay. That's okay. Then there's some people who are calling it a completely dull, boring film, and I'm like, okay, but I'm in the middle. I think it's a good movie, but I don't think it's a masterpiece, and I don't think it's a dumb, dull movie. I think it's a good movie, but I do have my nitpicks and issues.
Okay. Before going to the chat, Varun, one word or one line. Like we are breaking the rules, so you can take how many words you want.
I think if it's just one word, then I would say something like amazing, awesome, something like that. But yeah, I think a sentence is better. Yeah, a very a different and fresh take on Batman, which has plenty of plenty of heart in it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Varun, I totally agree with you for the last part. Actually, I want to point this out. Like in this film, Batman is shown more of human. Like he's like people's person. I was talking about to my brother. Like he's there for the people. Like the last woman, he was carrying in his hand. She wanted to be with him. Now the people were not scared of him. Only the criminals were.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that actually reminded, like once the film was done, I was actually thinking that how many times have we seen Batman saving
never.
like just common people?
Never.
I think we've seen Bruce Wayne saving in BVS, like the beginning. He saves that girl, and people are saying that the girl is that Robin. I'm forgetting the name.
I think in Batman Begins we had a few scenes where he saves Rachel and the kid from I think
not anyone related to him. So not Rachel.
Just random people.
The kid was not related to
Pinpointing. Okay, get your facts right, Varun. Okay.
Actually, one more thing.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of sweet in this film. The Batman. He's a sweet person. Yeah, he's a sweet person. He's there for people, like giving
He's a
giving his
broken
hands.
person.
Okay, we'll come to that. I have a point of that. But yeah, so for me, I think it's the best representation of Batman as a human and his psyche. I think as we talked about before also, that moment, right? When his monologue starts, sorry Manoj. And he's talking about that. Like his symbol is there and everything, and he says that, I cannot be everywhere. That moment he said that, I was what? The sudden realization. And then he says, but people are afraid of me because of the shadows. They think I'm there. That gave me goosebumps, that line. I was like, oh my God, I never thought it like that, because every time Batman is a character which I don't like about him is that, he's over smart. He is 10 steps ahead of everyone. He knows all the Justice League members, like that just.
And yet still they say, he's only human.
Yeah.
But the things that we are seeing him do, they're clearly not.
Because of that, I relate to an alien, Superman, more than Batman, who's a human. Because he's so, like Superman is said to be the ideal human everyone aspire to be. Oh, we have Keshav. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hey, Keshav.
Welcome.
Hey guys.
We are live, by the way.
Oh hi.
Hello, Keshav.
Hi to the viewers as well.
Keshav, meet Abhineet. Geek, meet Keshav.
Hello, Keshav.
I think Varun was also meeting him for the first time.
Yeah, Varun, meet Keshav. Keshav, meet Varun.
Hi.
See, I'm always there for
Chat, meet Keshav. Okay, before Keshav, I come to you, just want to complete what I was saying. And what I was saying.
Your perspective when he starts saying that
I can't be
Understandable.
everywhere.
Yeah, he cannot be everywhere, and he
He should get a
he
Robin.
has brought this fear that everyone and I know I was saying like Batman has become so this and that, right, that it makes me disconnected with him. Still, him is being a human. I don't feel any connection with him because he's just too much. Every animated Justice League movie I see, just at the at end, Batman's like, oh, I've done this like this. I have technology, I have this and that. And this film actually shows the human side of him. His psyche. He's actually a broken person. He's lost his mind, that he's dressing up as a bat and going in the night beating up criminals. And his whole thing is that he doesn't want anyone else to lose their parents like the way he did. And that's the way of him, coping with it. That's why I think the whole connection with that boy from the beginning to the end, so I think that what it hits, right, the film. And I think that's what matters from is I want to show the detective side. I want to show what Batman really is. He's a messed up person. He's not a cool guy and roams in the shadows. He's lost his mind. And that's why he connects with the characters like Riddler, Joker, Two-Face. That's what makes Batman special. And I think for me, before this, the best representation of Batman was in the Lego movie. Because the Lego Batman, not the Lego movie, the Lego Batman movie. Because in that, they literally, in humorous way, they literally break down his characters that he's alone. He created Robin, he created Batgirl and all just to have people around him. And he's lonely, he's sad. And that's what the film depicts, and after that, I think this film really shows what Batman is. And that's why I think the title really matches the film. So,
Yeah.
okay, that was not one line or
He
one
himself
word.
broke the rules. Like, I mean,
It was
One
one paragraph.
paragraph.
Close.
It was an essay. Okay, Keshav, to you. I know what you have already messaged me, but your expectations versus the reality, what you finally got.
Okay, so first of all, am I the only one here who wasn't that happy walking out of the theater, or
Okay,
is there
describe. Did you like it? Were you in the middle, or didn't like it?
I'm in the middle of the middle and not liking it.
So you're closer to Manoj.
Okay. So see, for me, definitely didn't expect this sort of a detective thriller kind of a movie, which was a pleasant surprise, so to say, the way it started off. But for me, of course, everybody's talking about the length of the film, which usually isn't a problem in movies like this. But then, I think for me, the biggest takeaway why I was not as happy as I was expecting myself to be was some of the twists and turns were, not really making me believe that it is like a Hollywood film. Some of them were too Bollywood or too cliche by the end, especially in the second half. So it felt like if this character was not wearing a Batman suit, this could have been just another average Hollywood thriller, which comes out, every year. These kind of films, even better thrillers have come out. So
Okay.
as a Batman fan, I would have probably liked to see something new or fresh. They probably did make the best attempt to make something fresh. People have found it fresh as well when they compare it to Dark Knight trilogy and whatever Batman have been made before. But I don't know. I mean, I would love to ask Manoj why. Maybe I've missed it, but why he was not happy as well. I would love to know his reasons as well.
I think I'll get there because a lot of my see, I mean, the thing is, I like the movie. I love the detective side of it. I actually like the whole thriller aspect. I like the cat and mouse game between Riddler and Batman. For me, the thing that didn't really resonate with me was actually the Bruce Wayne Batman arc of him going from vigilante to hero. So for me, the last 20 minutes of the film, where the whole it's a spoiler filled discussion, right?
Yeah, spoiler. There's a spoiler alert. Yeah.
Okay, so in the last 20 minutes of the film, when the action sort of swells up and you have the flood and everything happening, and then you have Batman sort of make that final appearance, it starts up really well. It starts up very interesting. But when you actually have those scenes of Batman leading the way, like lighting that flare and everything, and leading the way, the music is all swelling up. And and it's supposed to be this journey of him being from vigilante to hero. But for some reason, I never felt the connection that the city had in fearing him as a vigilante. Even though we felt I felt like a lot of emphasis is given on the detective side. The starting we had that fear aspect and everything, but I think as the movie continued on, that fear aspect thing, it felt a little bit died down. Maybe for me, or maybe that's because maybe I just watched it once. Maybe when I watch it again, I might feel a little bit differently.
Even I have seen it once, and so far whatever reviews I have seen, most of them are positive. So I'm thinking whether I should give it another go and look with a different perspective this time around, because when you watch something so much hyped up for the first time, you have certain expectations, or you have some preconceived notions, and once it's not met, probably you start looking at the film in a different light. But when you see it again with a neutral perspective, probably there would be some things which I wouldn't have noticed first time. But did you also feel there were way too many characters being introduced, especially
I was actually okay. I loved the way how they presented the rogues, because it felt like a very lived-in city. It felt like Gotham was, it didn't feel like it was a made-up city for this world, for this movie. It felt like a city that existed long time back. For me, my main issue was actually that arc that Batman has in this film, from vigilante to hero, and me not feeling that impact. Because the visuals were great, the music was great, him leading, him carrying those people were great. But for some reason, I was not feeling anything in those scenes. I was just going, like, in my mind, I was making the calculation, okay, this is an arc, so now he's becoming a hero. But I should have felt it more emotionally, and I didn't feel that.
I mean,
that was my critique.
Technically, no doubt, the film was, I think it was shot so well, and the colors was, I think whomsoever did the color grading of the film deserves, a separate round of applause. But when it comes to, as Manoj said, the connection, in the whole trilogy, Dark Knight trilogy, you had a connection with Batman and you wanted to root for him. Here, I was not able to root for him, because at times it also felt that whatever rationality the Riddler was coming up with, because of the corrupt government, sometimes you would want to root for him as well. So I don't know if it's the performance of Robert Pattinson that was not as convincing as Batman, or whether we as an audience have not been able to accept somebody else as Batman after what Christian Bale did. So I think it's an amalgamation of different factors. But yeah, I think before I completely make up my mind, I should probably go again and give it another go.
Okay, Geek wants to say something.
No, I don't want to. I will later.
Okay. Varun?
I don't think so. I feel like, in my terms, I think in terms like the sort of negatives that I had, one was sort of the Joker reveal. I feel like it's, I mean, yeah, I know it's sort of setting up something for the future.
Felt a little
but
forced, right?
yeah, maybe like it's
yeah.
fine.
You know,
I
it's
think
like-
that whole scene, yeah.
It's like, the food is burned, but you are saying maybe the salt was little less. I think
No,
that.
I mean, see, in Batman Begins, they just had the
actually-
card reveal, and it felt
Yeah,
very impactful.
that was so, yeah.
But here they had a whole scene, and I was like, okay,
And
that
they
should
did
have been
not
a
even
post-credit
reveal his
scene.
look, because
It should
I
have
That
think
should have been a
Should have
post-credit
Yeah.
scene.
it should
Yeah.
have been.
I think
And
Matthew
also,
said
like,
that they have a whole scene
yeah.
with, like, Batman goes to meet Joker in the Arkham, and they cut that scene out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think maybe
It
if
would have
that scene
taken
was
away.
there, if it would have connected, the last scene would
But
have
I think it would have
connected.
taken away from the Riddler, like in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
When he meets,
Maybe
because
that's why they
it-
cut it off.
The focus had to be on Riddler, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, but I think that was like one of the negative, and I think the other negative was the, like, in the climax. I think emotionally the climax hit the sort of point for me that okay, he wants to change, and he beats that change, and leaves the people and all that, saves them. But like the way they were setting it up, the way Riddler was talking about it, like it's such a big thing happening, and then like he was supposed to have like 500 something followers, and only like 10 people were there who were actually like shooting. I feel like that was, and I was like, wait, I when they showed that, oh shit, there are like 500 people, everyone is commenting, we'll bring guns, whatnot.
Dude,
I was like, there's going to
Gotham
be
is
an
not in
army over
US,
there.
okay? It's very hard
No,
to get
it's
guns
like-
anywhere else.
It's like we have 1,500 subscribers, but only like 10 people show up for the live stream.
Yeah. So I guess they were true in that sense. Yeah.
Even where I watched it, so I watched it in Inox Malad, and that was the first day. And usually, that theater is completely filled up for the weekend for big movies. Like even Gangubai was houseful even on a Monday at this place. This is like a proper IMAX one, and even that one was, I think, at least 1/3 empty or 1/4 empty at least. So I was surprised by that because you wouldn't expect that to be happening in a Marvel movie for sure on the first day. People would fight for tickets, people would black tickets in a Marvel film, but this one, I don't know why it happened. Also, another question I wanted to put across to everybody: do you think that if this was a non-Batman film and just another, detective noir kind of a Hollywood film, would people have still rated it as much as they are doing right now?
Maybe. I feel like it would have been positive, but yeah, definitely not this high.
Like the whole Thomas Wayne storyline then goes of like it'll be like a very talented doctor. That impact that he also was not a perfect human being, that wouldn't be there if this was not a Batman movie.
Yeah,
If
it
was
would have
just a
been just
normal-
like Seven exactly if it was not a
Yeah.
Batman film.
and
Yeah.
it's
The
not
story
as-
entirely was just made for this particular character. That's why Thomas Wayne
Hmm.
angle was added and everything that Riddler was an orphan
Yeah.
in Wayne Estate. So that was the story was made according to that. Otherwise, it is
You
just
know,
Seven.
your point of that it's basically a thriller film we have seen a lot of times in Hollywood. I kind of, yeah, actually you're right. But I think for me the differentiation becomes that the film if you say the Batman can change him to any a man bat and it's the same. I don't think that because the film really utilizes the world of Gotham. I think as you said, right, there are too many characters. For me, I know these people from the comics or the movies, other movies and all. So I could easily understand how Falcon. The moment they say Falcon, I know Falcon is the guy who tried to kill, or Maroni is the guy in Dark Knight, right? So
Falcone is also there in Batman Begins.
yeah. So it's with that universe, right? The way Batman, Catwoman, everything
No, but
works.
see,
That
but
is
somebody who hasn't read the comics, like I hadn't read the comics, so for me all these people, most of them were new, like the Oz or Falcone and all these people. So why I said if it could have been just another film if it weren't for the Batman suit, it's because they have not used any sort of superhuman powers, right? Here is completely dependent on technology. He's not even able to fly properly, and he fucks it up there. So that's the whole point. I mean, as Geeky said, it would have been something like Seven. So we have seen that time and again in Hollywood for so many years. So that way, I was saying, I didn't find anything fresh or unpredictable in this film.
okay.
I kind of see that point, yeah.
Okay, before we continue, I just want to take the chat quickly. Hello, Keshav. Farhan says.
एक second.
Dark says, yes, Dark Knight is the best comic book movie ever made. Even Marvel can't beat that. IMDb, okay. I don't
Agreed.
like one thing. The Batman was always a myth for Gotham people, but in climax he was helping. I know the situation, but still. You know what I felt while watching the last scene, that this is a anti-Batman scene because we have never seen Batman in any way or form, any media to be doing that. And I think for
Yeah,
me
he was
that was like,
helpless.
yeah,
Yeah.
that even my one scene that was not convincing to me was the one when he's in the police station and the police have surrounded him. The way he got out of it, then like gliding in the air, then just getting stuck, and he's down, and then he just limps off, and then cut to he's waiting at the terrace, and Gordon comes in. Like, it feels so unnatural that you got hit, man. At least have a 2 or 3 scene he's trying to patch up things or something. And compared this same scene to Bhave Jo superhero, if you have seen. Remember, he also goes limping. And
Yeah.
cut next to is not that bike scene, It cuts then he has to train, he has to learn, he has hit hard, he has to, show that vulnerability, which I felt that scene like they cut out a lot of part because the film is getting lengthy.
Or they should not had him get so much damage.
Yeah, that felt so out of the film, that like until now everything is so grounded and suddenly he was You know, gliding in the air, okay, I understand maybe some science, and then you're getting hit so hard, and then you're easily getting up and just walking off, and
He
then
should just
next scene-
glided casually and just landed down and just walked away.
or maybe just cut to next he's standing at the top of the thing, you know. But
And
even-
can I just say one thing about the gliding? I know it's just a nitpick, and I know they were going for very realistic, like, you know, you actually have people who can do that, like that
Yeah.
parachuting kind of thing. But
Salman Bhai.
Salman but I wished it. Maybe in the sequels.
it hit me a second late. Oh my god.
I wish in the sequels, like how they did it in Dark Knight, it actually goes in the shape of a bat. In this, it was just a man, like, you know, just because they were going for that realism thing. It was when I saw that, I was like, that's cool. But I wish it was like a bat, like gliding as a bat, you know, because you played the Arkham games, you watched it in movies. It's such a spectacular sight to see Batman just glide down. So I mean, that was just a nitpick. I'm pretty sure in the sequels.
I'm pretty sure, that's something
Yeah.
I feel like, this entire film, like all the suit gadget he was using, it was similar to what he was doing in like the first half of Batman.
Batman Begins, but more advanced.
Hey, did you at any point felt that Batman is happening in 80s or 90s?
Oh, you know, Nona, same thing.
Maybe like 90s.
It felt like it was the 90s. It felt like the 90s.
Because his gadgets, his suit, his vehicles, it all felt like he's from a, like, you know, it's the movie's happening in 80s or 90s.
But you know, that was the whole point of making
I'm
this film.
saying that I'm saying at moments the film feels it's like in an olden era, and then suddenly you have like very, you know,
that one shot of
You know-
Batman going in the bike and in the city as Bruce Wayne, and you see all these screens.
Yeah.
For me, that just gave me the impression, okay, it's modern time.
No,
like, immediately.
I'm not saying it was set in olden time. I'm saying
No, but,
at
like-
moments the film feels
Yeah,
like we are in,
vibes.
you know, his gadgets, his cave, and very old
no, I
style.
understand.
You know?
It's somewhat like Batman animated series. It's in the 90s, but the scenario, the cars looked like they were like in the 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
yeah, that was, I think, intentional from there.
Yeah, it was intentional. Noir, it was intentional to make it look like that.
True.
Yeah,
And,
Manoj.
you know,
which,
in that last scene where he goes down into the water and saves all those people in the rain and flood, am I the only one, or did it remind you guys of My Name is Khan scene where
okay. Not until you said it, but okay.
Now it will remind me of that.
Yeah,
Do
man,
you
you
remember
spoiled
that
that
scene
scene for
where
me.
there is a flood in that church where he
Yeah.
saves people, and that black lady is also there, so there was a black woman in this one as well.
You know, I didn't
Oh,
notice one
that-
thing. I saw videos. Someone said that when at the end, right, when he goes and gives his hand, he's actually giving that hand to the kid, not the.
I thought
mayor.
it was for Bella Real.
Yeah, I thought he's giving it to her, but then okay,
was
and
for the
then
kid.
she didn't come up, so he took some other guy. But then he's actually gave it to the
It
kid.
was like, you don't need, okay, leave. You come.
And it makes sense that it will be harder for the kid, so he's taking the kid and everyone else can follow him. So you know, like, okay, I need to watch it again, man.
Definitely. You know, I was-
Okay, Nona, I have one question. Like, we have been talking about the negative parts. When will we come to the good parts?
We'll come. This was a good part. This was a good
mixed,
part.
right? Yeah, it's mixed.
Yeah, this was good.
So I was
So-
thinking we'll just get over, because I think the issues are less except for Keshav.
Yeah.
But we can like wrap it up quickly and then move on
See,
to the good part.
But I still made some valid
No,
points
of
which
course,
you
of course.
guys also kind of took it, you know. So,
You know, Nona, actually, I totally agree with that part. You know, even I believe there was one particular scene, and it was supposed to be the next day when after the gliding thing. It was supposed to be either the next day or like
Later
it
in
was
that
quite
day,
very bad edited that part.
Yeah.
They should have had a voiceover.
It
Bruce
feels
Willis.
like something
And-
is missing. It feels like
Next-
some
like
scenes
next
were there and
day.
they cut it off because of the timing. Or
Yeah,
the
maybe
pacing
it
or
was
something like
feels
that.
like that.
Yeah.
There should have been a voiceover where Batman's like, and next day as a nocturnal animal, I met Jim Gordon on top of the building.
That night I broke my leg. I understood
By
that
the
I
way,
could not fly.
whose performance did you guys enjoy the most out of everyone?
Penguin, Colin Farrell.
Oh, he was amazing. Also,
I enjoyed everyone. I don't think there was
Yeah.
anyone who was not.
My pick will be very controversial. Not controversial, but not many people will agree.
Riddler?
I loved Alfred.
I didn't like Alfred.
No,
at all.
that's not.
Oh,
I
I
love-
like Alfred.
the-
Yeah.
I did
That's
not
what I
like
said. See?
Alfred because he was not in the film that much. He was
Yeah.
supposed to be
No,
in
no.
the film.
Okay,
For
sorry.
me-
I'll say the same thing as Geeky said. Not, I didn't like him. I like the film didn't do justice. Even the scene, right, where he's like giving his hand and all. I don't feel any emotion at that moment because you didn't have built anything in like, you know,
For
it feels
me-
like the film is expecting me to connect this relationship to past movies or media or whatever, that no, they have this connection, but the film doesn't establish anything. And I think that scene falls flat for me.
For me, it was at
I mean,
hospital.
yeah, I think
The Alfred was supposed to
understand.
be like he's like our ex-army man and could have been more.
There was not enough chemistry
Yeah,
shared between both of them.
yeah. Alfred was not much in the movie. I again think that a lot of Alfred part was cut out from the film.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
For
continue.
I
me,
mean, maybe
it
there
was.
was not enough. Like they already had. So
Fourth time Manoj got stopped. Okay, Varun.
no. Go ahead.
For me, it was at hospital bed scene where Alfred tells Bruce Wayne that Thomas Wayne was not a bad man, and he had a moment of weakness. And for me, that just hit me very hard because until then, Bruce Wayne's entire thought was completely changed of his parents. Like he didn't know about his mom. Like mom was in so much mental. He didn't know that his dad actually murdered a person basically. So for that scene, I feel like Andy Serkis just had that one scene to communicate so much emotions. And that was actually one scene where I felt emotional. That one scene where he told Bruce Wayne that. So that's why for me that one scene. For me, everyone else was no one was bad. Everyone else was great. But for me,
Yeah.
that one scene.
One more thing. Usually in every Batman film, even the Dark Knight, we saw at one point that Bruce Wayne is sleeping. But in every Batman film, Bruce Wayne is always fresh, very energetic. Whereas in this film, when he was sitting next to Alfred, he was like this. Like he was gonna doze off. Even when he's Bruce Wayne, his eyes are not opening. He wears sunglasses. It feels like he was awake the entire night. He
Yeah.
has actually become the nocturnal animal.
Yeah.
It feels like that. So that was one
That's
good
why I
thing. That
said,
was
right? It's like very much what Batman is a psyche. Like, what if a guy does this? That's what will happen to him, right?
But who does the city of Gotham think Batman is other than Bruce Wayne?
Same thing goes for Clark Kent and Superman. If you're not looking for it, right, you'll never connect the dots.
I'm not talking about that. Like, this is a guy with so many gadgets and everything. Okay, who is
No
one
one
rich
knows
guy who
about
has
them,
lots
right?
of
that could be
family
anyone.
See,
Even it
the
could be
thing
someone
is,
related to
right,
Carmine Falcone.
The thing is, right, whenever we talk about these things, we have seen the movie. It is showing us all of that. People of Gotham
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
know any of that. That he has gadgets, he has this, he has that. They're like, he's a myth. He's not real.
I'm just saying, who is one person who we know who has a lot of resources and is
Yeah.
not really making any public
I feel like,
appearances?
yeah, I mean that's a valid point.
That is
But I also
very
feel like,
weird. But I
yeah,
think they will build up to this. They will build up to Bruce Wayne running Wayne Enterprises and making public appearances, because I feel like that is also an important part of his character, which they didn't want to dive into right now because it's still the start of his career. But it was just a funny thought I had, that who else do you think Batman is in this world?
Yeah, again, I as Nona
I
said
think
that.
especially when like the Riddler announces that Bruce Wayne is his like next target. I think that is the point when a lot of people
Yeah.
should connect much. Okay, Bruce
That's what
Wayne
I'm
is missing. Batman is coming up everywhere. What like?
That's what I'm saying, right? We are watching it. Oh, that's for people of Gotham. I went to office today and I came home. That's it. And some rich guy died, like a mayor
No,
died.
but
That's
don't
it.
you think? See, one thing which the Dark Knight did was that they were reporters. You had like hints where reporters were trying to find out who Batman is. So when you have a figure like this, when you have a vigilante like this, you will have journalists of the city trying to find who this Batman is.
I think
That's
now
just-
it will
that's
happen
just-
because now he's
Ah,
like a
now it will
public
come.
figure now. He's like
Even
open.
before
Yeah,
June,
there are
man.
Yeah,
videos
before
of
that
him.
it was
have-
a myth. Yeah.
You have a vigilante running loose. You will have journalists picking up on things. You will have thugs who will be telling journalists information like
How
this.
many
Like,
journalists in India do that? And we are talking about Gotham.
how many Batmans we have in India?
Who knows? Who knows? No one is
You
covering
don't
it.
know.
Dude, come on. It's a very valid point, because that's something which
Dude,
the Dark
it's
Knight trilogy
Gotham.
did
Come
well.
on, no one care about a guy roaming around.
Go-
Like even
What
the
are you
police,
talking
is
about?
surprised. Like when they watch him come in
See,
the
that's
crime
another
place.
point. The police, he's actively interacting with the police. Journalists have active connections with different people in the police force. They'll get information. It's easily think that they will know that okay, he is
That's
actually
what
a
I'm
man.
saying, right? People they don't care. We care. That's why we are like, Arey, everyone is looking for
How
Batman.
can you say people of the city won't care
No,
about one vigilante
dude,
running loose?
get Gotham. They have 10 more things to think about than just who's the guy in the
You know
mask.
why people of city don't care about mass vigilante? Because they don't want to know. Because the crime is already so much there that they don't want to rush to back to their homes and live peacefully.
See,
Yeah.
I don't agree fully. I feel like there'll still be people like journalists, like the police department, who'll want to know who is this vigilante, who is this one running loose and not really abiding to the law. They will
You know,
be
it's
people who will
literally
want.
like
One more reason. The media, the police, most of them were working for Carmine Falcone. And they only cared
And-
about money and to
No,
protect him.
don't you think Falcone would want to unmask Batman? He's a big throw
because
to
he
him.
hasn't done anything, right?
Yeah.
Batman
He has not harmed him.
Batman
that
is just
he
taking
has
down
been
small
fighting.
small
Thugs.
like
Criminals.
thugs and all. Like he doesn't do anything else.
Don't you think eventually it'll come? Like Falcone is someone who has control over
So
everyone.
eventually he would have done that.
Yeah.
I just that was just a point that I had. Like
Mhm.
this just point that came
It's
up.
like everyone is against Manoj.
Okay. Back to the
What's the
chat. Sejal Chakravarti says, not popular opinion, Affleck still best Batman.
He was a good Batman.
See, the thing is, Affleck Batman is the closest to a Justice League Batman, you know? That what I talked about. And I think he does it really well. That's why his Batman stands out in that aspect. That's why I like him more. This is a different kind of Batman altogether.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
There's no
know why
comparison.
people start comparing one person to another. It's Batman, yeah, come on. Batman
I
versus
don't
what
think
is the
he was
Batman?
comparing. I think he was just saying that for him, Affleck is still the
Yeah.
best Batman.
Even I loved Affleck. I loved I still do Affleck. Like if you will ask me who I loved more in comparison to Christian Bale or Affleck, I will always say
Same.
Affleck.
Same.
Because this is the first time this has happened as Robert Pattinson has become younger version of Batman. Even I'm just processing it like a younger version has come. So I'm not in this state that I can compare to the previous Batman.
True. But I think the commentator also was just saying that Affleck is his favorite version. I don't think he was trying to compare.
But do you notice, like, when we asked among ourselves who was the performance of the film for us, nobody picked up Robert Pattinson. So, you know,
No,
No, I said Robert.
they were just one particular person that outstanding was Oswald Cobblepot. Otherwise, the entire cast was nice. Robert Pattinson as Batman was amazing for me.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
as an
Yeah, but-
ensemble, the cast was pretty good. You know, the way they casted each and every one for the particular role, the casting was apt. And as an ensemble, they all performed very well. But when I asked everyone to pick out, you know,
The one outstanding
the
performance.
one outstanding, nobody picked up Robert. So that's my point. I mean,
Yeah, Keshav, I agree. This is the same case when you will ask what about the Dark Knight. Everyone will say Joker. No one will say that Christian Bale was like till now. No one appreciates Christian Bale as like he did so much better than other villains in the entire trilogy. Like everyone mostly picks
Joker, Bane, Ra's
No,
al
but I
Ghul.
think in Batman Begins, people would pick Christian Bale.
I
Because
think
he
in
was pretty much the anchor of the whole film.
only in
He had
Dark
the most
Knight
to
people
do.
would pick Joker, but the other two, I think a lot of
Dark
people
Knight
would
Rises.
pick.
It was always Tom Hardy. It was always Tom Hardy. People love Tom.
Bale.
Like every time you tell anyone, walk on the road, the Dark Knight trilogy, they'll say Joker.
Joker,
the
yeah,
first thing
always.
I think that's
Even
how,
in No Way Home, they say Green Goblin.
This or Andrew
Yeah,
Garfield.
Balki, actually, you know what? In the Snyderverse, we will always say Ben Affleck. This is a different scenario in the Snyderverse. Like Ben Affleck outshined, not in Josh Whedon, but in Batman Superman. Like people loved Affleck in
yeah.
Batman Superman. He was getting so much hated, but then he was the best film of that.
one of the
part.
reason I hate that movie. They did dirty to my Superman.
And I enjoyed Batman versus Superman as well. I mean, I don't know why people
It
think
was
so.
beautiful film. It was
Oh.
God built.
You know, to
How
be
how
very-
long was that stream? How long? 2.5 hours?
It was longer than the movie.
Okay,
not the
I want
ultimate
to
cut.
point out one thing. Mr. Triple X is saying ki please don't bring Batman to DC. It will never happen.
No.
They know Batman universe is definitely
Not
different.
happening. Not happening.
He's never coming to DC, and I personally, even I think no one wants him to be part of
Yeah.
DC now.
Okay.
He won't fit there. He won't
Some-
fit there.
Yeah, something Lucifer said. Man of Steel first flight was complete voiceover. Manoj.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Oh.
No, wait. Arey, listen me out. It was not voiceover.
Gravity.
It was a
Just
voiceover, but I also said I like voiceovers when it's the interactions between two characters. In that, it was Jor-El telling to Superman how he should use his powers.
Yeah, but also the
Cool, you
interaction, it was between Bruce Wayne and diary. The interaction was between the Bruce Wayne and his diary.
Arey, what nonsense! Right? Anyone
Dude,
can write a diary.
this is
Is
wrong.
diary a
This is
character?
offending. This is very offending. People who write to diaries. What are you trying to say?
Yeah. I make
Diary is a
vlogs.
character.
My channel name is Harneet Diaries. What are you saying?
Diary is a
That
character.
I'm doing it for the public. I'm making
Diary
vlogs
is
for
a
the public. You're wrong.
three-dimensional character.
Breaking news feed between Geeky Shiki and Manoj exclusively on Indian Geek Society. Subscribe.
No. I specifically said voiceover between two characters I like, and Man of Steel does that. So,
Okay,
Lucifer,
so
you can bring up
Manoj,
something else.
did you not like Watchmen then?
Watchmen, I'm iffy. I don't think it's my favorite Zack Snyder film.
No, I'm talking about the.
I know what you're
Rorschach-
talking about.
Rorschach
I was not a
Diaries.
huge fan. I was not a huge fan
Yeah,
of voiceovers.
even I was not.
The Watchmen.
Rorschach
series is
and his
amazing.
journal.
Yeah, I was not a huge fan. I just feel like in a film medium, it's the least effective way of telling your story is through a narration. That's my point of view. It's just how I look at a film.
Okay.
Okay,
Nerdy Explainer says
I have one question. Yeah, Nerdy Explainer says.
Geeky Shiki को मेरा हाय मतलब हम सबको नहीं
अरे यार.
सिर्फ Geeky Shiki.
He's my brother from another mother.
Rajat says nothing
He's
will
doing-
ever top Dark Knight.
Okay, I want to ask you one thing. I want to all of you. Now I forgot.
That comment broke your flow.
Yeah. Okay. So just give me a minute. Not give me 10 seconds.
By the time
So do you think Snyderverse is going to happen?
no.
Like
It's
after the
very-
Batman film, I have accepted. Okay, so Snyderverse is dead now. It's done.
See, with WB, you can't ever say anything.
No,
Like
I can.
it's such
can.
a troubled studio, and now I think the Discovery merger is happening. The problem with WB is there's so much change of management, so you'll never know what one management is thinking about the vision of the films. So with WB, you can never say. With MC, you can say because Kevin Feige is a consistent visionary. He's like consistently leading that franchise. But
Dude, he brought
So are you saying that
past to
Snyderverse can continue in
Spider-Man.
Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I don't think even Kevin Feige will greenlight that.
I feel like
it's not worth
yeah.
dude spending that much money on a vision that is compromised. First of all, has been through so much. The actors are not interested. You know?
I mean, it's been having mixed reception since its beginning.
Can we
Like,
not talk
I think
about
Man of
this?
Okay.
Steel was the
Can we
most
talk about the
positive.
Batman?
We did 5 hours of that. Okay, guys, if you want to know
That's-
that, you can watch our live streams over that.
Because we'll just keep going. All of us will have
Yeah.
different
Okay,
opinions. We'll keep
I think the Batman focused more on character development than action, and the sequel may have more action and thrill, just like how Dark Knight trilogy started with Batman Begins.
True.
I don't want more action. I want this.
Yes,
thing
yes,
to
I
be-
also don't want more action. I want
Actually,
this. I want
I
this
enjoyed-
slow-paced.
the scenes without the action more than the action. To be honest,
No,
fun,
action was
but
really
still.
cool. I
Yeah,
really love
yeah.
the action of Batman. It feels very human, but I'm not like
I like
every 5
how he
minutes there
also
should be
gets
action.
hit.
I don't want that.
I like how he also gets hit and how
Yeah.
there are his inexperienced fleet shows like there's a scene at the end where someone literally shoots him at point blank and he literally goes running. Like I was thinking that Batman in his prime would never do that, so it shows his inexperience. I really like that.
And also he was taking the punches as well in even in the Iceberg Lounge. It was showcased like even the Batman gets beaten up.
Yeah.
Tanmay has the leaked image of Joker. If you want, any of you want, he can send it to you. Dark Boy says this movie is too boring. Didn't feel with normal audience will ever like this movie. And second thing was they didn't make villains so bad or dangerous. But Dark Knight was best superhero movie ever.
He has
made.
been repeating the same comment for last 20 minutes. Like even people
Okay.
saying that stop.
Lucifer says best comic representation of Batman. Really hyped where this universe go. No, but where it was houseful. Yeah, I didn't like Batman. Martha mental illness. Why did you say that name?
Okay, I have
Wrong
one question for you. Do you think, or now it's not possible, but would you have liked if Joker was connected to this film?
As in?
No.
Oh, Joker the movie? No. Dude, that movie, it's so overhyped. It's literally, if you change the name to Clown and it's not connected to DC, no one gives a shit about that film. The only
Keshav said the
reason it
same
made
point
$1
about
billion
Batman.
was that they connected it to DC, they made it to Joker. Oh, Joker from Dark Knight, and that's why they earned $1 million. the film is average. It's literally a mix-up of two Martin Scorsese films. I'm not saying they should have made it. Okay, cool. You had an idea, I did it. But it's the most overhyped film ever, according to me. That's my thoughts on that movie. Like,
No, there are few other films as well which are.
no, of course, I'm not denying that, but that
So
is
I think-
definitely.
I think I am the only one in this room and the chat room who enjoyed Joker more than this Batman.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a strong statement.
I enjoyed it. I'm not saying it's a better film or
I
anything.
also like the Joker movie. I'm not saying it's
Hey,
a
no
bad
coming
movie.
back, eh?
I'm not saying I never say it's a bad movie. I'm saying it's a really overhyped movie.
Overhyped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
there is
maybe
a-
overhyped. Yeah.
There is a difference between overhyped and overrated, right?
Yeah.
So
So
you
why-
have,
Definitely.
When you say overhyped, you think it didn't deserve that much of hype because of
I'm-
n number of reasons?
I'm no one to say it deserves or not. I'm saying it, the way people talk about it as it was a masterpiece or out of the world thing. It is not that.
So don't you think the same is happening with this Batman? People are like
No,
saying it
because
it's
I
the
feel-
best Batman film, it's a masterpiece.
I don't see. People can say whatever they want. I'm saying, for me personally, it's like wait, what I was saying. The Batman
In your
movie for me
opinion-
personally is a different take altogether. We have never seen before, and that's why it's the best representation of Batman's psyche, and that's why I love this film.
So probably the same way that was also a better representation of Joker psyche, right?
no, he's saying the best representation. The best representation was in The Dark Knight rather than Joker.
The thing is, opinions differ, so
See,
everyone will have different
Opinions. Yeah.
That movie, maybe people find it. I'm not saying it's not a great movie. It's bad movie. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the way it's talked about as if it's that amazing out of the world thing, and
So-
it did $1
so-
billion. All
Yeah.
these things which like people, just
Like if
it's like
no,
taken
like
as
if
in,
Joker
no, it's
can
not that
make
for
$1
me.
billion, then the Batman definitely should.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, it'll be.
I'm saying
yeah.
I'm literally saying the only thing, if it was not connected to the DC universe, the film would have haven't got so much raving reviews. Wouldn't have got no one would have watched it. It would have been an Oscar movie. No one watches. That's my point.
See, I think what Keshav was trying to say is that he feels the same way about the Batman.
No, there's no problem with
That's
that.
the-
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's
Right.
because it's been a couple of days since the movie has come out. I am yet to see a negative review from the prominent people whomsoever I have seen reviewing it. And just like you said, everyone was going gaga over Joker. I'm seeing people going gaga over this Batman. Some people are even saying it's the best Batman film ever. Even better than
That's the
Dark
title
Knight
of the
and all.
video.
So
Question
that
mark.
way,
Question
that
mark.
what you perceived for Joker, I am perceiving it for this
Yeah,
Batman.
definitely.
That's totally fine.
We
I'm
all
not
have
saying
our
it's wrong.
own opinions.
Nona's like, yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, Keshav, let's. What is one thing that appealed to you? What was the best part for you? Which part did you like the most? Which performance you liked the most? The good points from your side.
Good points. I think technically, like I loved cinematography. I think Dune's DOP was
Yeah.
doing, yeah. So that was probably the USP of the film for me. The colors, I think they shot most of the film after sunset. So it was also very much visible. And I am myself a music composer, so I loved
Michael
the
Giacchino.
score. I think this guy is going places. Is already done. His CV is already so impressive, and to add a Batman to it, I think it'll only in years to come he could probably get into the league of Hans Zimmer and whatnot. So these two for me were the standout points. But when you talk about performances, I as Manoj said, I didn't feel the connection with Robert Pattinson as Batman. Probably rather than judging it right now, if there is a series coming with another sequence, or if there is going to be a trilogy, probably we should judge it by the end of it. Because even when Batman Begins I saw for the first time, it took me some time to for the film to grow on me, and for Christian Bale's character to grow on me. So I would just wait for that judgment to happen. But I think technically the film was good, but as I said, the second half was a bit too predictable or cliche at a couple of places. And the biggest point that I have kept in the beginning, it's just another Hollywood detective thriller if it were not for Batman suit.
And somewhat Nona's point, if it was just had been another psychological thriller film, it would have Joker. If it had not been DC film.
Okay.
No,
Then
I think
with
Yeah.
Joker, I think why I enjoyed it more, maybe because the performance was more convincing from the
Joaquin
lead
Phoenix.
character, and
Joaquin Phoenix.
maybe I think I enjoyed its screenplay a bit more. Probably that's another reason.
That's actually valid because Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job as a Joker.
Martin Scorsese would be proud of you, Akesha.
okay, Tanmay says Alfred solved riddles like he was solving playing tic tac toe. Okay. Reminded me of good old animated Batman series
even
Gotham City.
Penguin solved one of the riddles.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Rattle-ada.
That was so good.
I think
really like
Penguin got the best dialogues of the film. You know, the one I enjoyed the most was why don't
Duet.
you two form a duet?
Duet,
You should start
duet.
harmonizing.
That was great, man. That was such a good scene.
Yeah.
And people are like, that's no humor. I'm like, what are you talking about? Some of the scenes are actually really funny.
Mhm.
We actually talked about one of my favorite.
Okay, guys. So
scenes.
did you try rattlada.com?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I did. I received one picture of Bruce Wayne with his parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's I think I even said that like in the end, like in the sort of the post credit scene, whatever, that thing that flashes, I think it's something like if you
Yeah,
once
it was
the Blu-ray
Rattlada.
comes, you pause and you see it. I think when you put it on the website,
Because at the end when
you'll
it
get
says goodbye and it fluctuates for a few like something happens. I'm sure when it comes out we can pause and there will be something written on there.
People in my theater thought something was wrong with the screen.
Okay, reminded me
Okay,
of good old.
Nona, is it possible if you can like go to rattlada.com, let's solve few riddles all together?
Maybe later because there's so many chats you've already missed.
Okay.
Maybe if you have time at the end. Reminded me of good old animated Batman series Gotham City felt straight out of Arkham game series. Bruce Wayne brilliant. Finally a Batman movie showcasing him what he is meant to be, a detective. Okay.
I like all his interactions with the police force. It reminded me of the Arkham games. In the Arkham games,
Yeah.
also he interacts a lot with the police force.
It felt so weird, like him like walking among them and
Oh, that was one of my favorite things. Like I loved it. He was just in the suit and walking everywhere. He went to the iceberg club. He went all those places. Like he was just going in his suit. It
that was a
reminded
funny
me so
scene,
much of,
right? Like when he
games
first
and
time
everything.
goes there, right? Iceberg Club. Like he beats them up. Then he goes as Bruce Wayne.
The dialogue was like, so do you want some blood on your suit? Mine or yours?
Then he goes as Bruce Wayne.
good.
And then at the end again he goes as Batman, but he hides and does that Batman stuff.
Yeah.
Hides and takes them down.
It's like he understood. He grew in his
Yeah.
technique. of how
Yeah,
to
he grew.
through the three.
Yeah, that's a good point.
faces,
That's a
right?
good point. Also, I love the horror elements, like the entry
Yeah.
of Riddler. The first entry, he's just like standing there.
Oh, that was so
It took me a
good.
second. It took
That
me a
was
second.
So good.
That took me a second. Like, oh shit.
And the second thing which scared me the most was when they were like going the Wayne Manor, like orphanage, and then there's this drop head suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was it just literally gave me a feel of a creepy horror film, conjuring something like that. Even the music at that time.
As something ran past him.
Unfortunately, I missed the that opening scene. I got a bit late, so I entered the theater when the murder just happens, and that scene is kind of
So
ending.
this is the entire reason why you didn't like the film. Come on, Keshav, yaar. But
Nona,
Keshav, you
I think,
literally missed
yeah.
one of the most good openings of the film. It was really nice.
No,
Yeah, it was excellent.
One thing is for sure, I was anyway going to go for the film once again, and this was another big reason why I should be going to just catch the properly opening scene. Another question: is this the best Batman suit so far?
I'm not a big fan of the suit. I don't know.
I like how much more agile he is, but at the same time, that scene
I
where
felt he was bulky. I felt he couldn't move. I don't know why.
No, yeah, in the flood, right? So in the fight scenes,
in the beginning, in the first
in the
scene.
fight scenes, he looked like he's getting the punches, he's able to hit. But then in the scene where he extends his hand, you can clearly see he's like stiff. He's like, somehow he's like just extending it.
One thing that did not appeal me was the only like the trousers or the pants. Though they were just like normal cargo pants.
Yeah.
If someone would have shot
Even
him,
the shoes were like just some big.
they were the boots. They were boots. Yeah, military
Manoj.
boots. Yeah, I get the point. Like this is a beginning. He's making all this by himself. But what about legs? If someone had shot him, could have been like he would have been really limping.
No, in the movie they're saying it's armored legs.
But in
Yeah,
the
there's
last
armor
scene,
under the cargo pants.
in the last scene, something he put something into his legs, right? Which
Yeah,
completely
Yeah,
revives
That was
yeah.
adrenaline.
Adrenaline
That was
rush, something like that.
people were confusing it with the venom of Bane, but
The
no,
Bane,
that's definitely not like that. It was just
I
a
don't
green bottle. It was not a green bottle.
Actually, that
Don't-
makes sense that he thought of that, so what if I'm down and I need
Yeah,
this and
that's why
rush?
I put that point
Yeah,
up.
that's so cool.
Hmm.
I think now what will he do, And will
But
Jim Gordon show up or something?
Did you think just to use that to revive himself a bit, was that a bit too convenient just by the climax?
Yeah, actually, you know
They
what?
never established
I
that.
wanted it happen before because
Hmm.
he was fighting so many goons at the same time. He should
Yeah.
have been tired. He should have been
They
given
should
some
have
rest.
established that before, I think. It would have been more impactful.
That was a part, right? That over smart Batman. He has everything,
Yeah.
solution for
I
everything.
mean, it's like how in Bhavesh Toshi, he's like they established the bikes nitro sort of thing, and then
Yeah.
like when it happens,
Yeah.
like
It's more
I feel
impactful
like
because it has a payoff. Like
maybe
I
they
think
should have shown Alfred working on it in the lab, like maybe
Yeah.
or something. Like yeah,
that's true.
I'm
That's
not
true.
sure if Alfred
I'm
does
not
that.
very. As I said, I really like that one Alfred scene in the hospital, but I'm very disappointed, like how Nona said, with the way how they utilized Alfred. Especially, there was no scene in the end with Alfred. They had a very long scene with Catwoman, and they had like they spent so many minutes showing them drive. I'm like, we get it. Very good
Yeah.
bike. Very
That
nice.
was
Very nice
too
roads.
long. I was like,
Very
Yeah.
nice roads. Beautiful roads. I think then they never showed because I feel like
they
Batman
are
has
racing
to
also,
impact-
right?
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
feel at the end of the film it's like now it will end, now it will end? It's not ending.
bit.
It's
Yeah.
not ending.
I was like, where's the
I
scene
was-
with Alfred? Like, because I feel like a lot of the Batman movies ends, or not only movies, the stories also, like in the comics, everything it ends with Batman and Alfred just interacting with each other. And this one felt primed for that
Congress?
to happen. No. But it didn't happen. So just a little bit. The ending, the last 20 minutes just didn't sit well with me.
Yeah, same here. For me also, the climax, it like the whole crescendo that was building up towards the grand climax, it didn't feel grand enough.
I felt it
And-
happened before when they caught Riddler, right?
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
felt
I thought
that was the
perfect.
climax, and then we just resolved
Yeah.
things. And then
That's
that
what
flood
I
thing
thought.
happened, and okay. Maybe.
and even in the flood thing, I was like, oh shit, there are going to be like 400, 500 people. What is it going to do? And there are like 10 people on top, and
It's like
you know
Power
that
Rangers.
fight.
I didn't understand the plan of those guys. Like, what were they supposed to do with the
Just shoot
I-
the
they were
people.
The shoot ran at people who they think were suspect of being corrupt.
Just one more thing. You know that scene where there's something electric, some pole just went down, and then Batman suddenly like hang to it, and then they really build the music up, and then Catwoman also looks. It almost feels like he's going to die or sacrifice himself, and he cuts
Yeah.
this thing, and then he goes down the water. Then
And he
sits
gets
down and he scratches.
shocked also, right? Like he gets
Yeah,
electric
he
shock.
gets shocked.
Immediately he goes to the water, and then he's just up. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I also thought
something
like he's
this.
down and all.
Yeah, but
You
then
know
he
that
just
Spider-Man
got
2
back up.
scene?
Yeah,
The
that
train
build-up
scene?
was for nothing.
I feel like he should have maybe struggled and then helped the people. But in this, he just went down and just came up immediately. Like I was like,
I thought he's-
But Manoj, you
I
have to
thought he's
keep one
done
thing
for.
in mind that he was running on adrenaline at that time. So
no, then the music shouldn't have built that much to the point Catwoman was like, oh, he's going to die. Like he was looking at him like that. I don't know.
Result.
okay, so
I find
one
this
question I have,
really
I'll forget otherwise. I really want this to happen. And what about you? Do you think that they are building up for Robin?
Yes.
What about you?
Maybe,
Because
like-
Robin, it's
Yeah,
been like
yeah.
quite a very long time. The last we saw Robin was in Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
You know,
The Dark Knight Rises is not Robin.
that
Yeah.
the amount of time they spent on the last guy with the mask at the end. I was like, maybe it will be the guy in the beginning, the kid.
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
plays Tim Drake, na, in Titan.
Thank you for pointing it out. I mean, that
He
last guy,
does.
he
Right.
takes first of all so much of time to fill the gun with the pellets, and he's not able to shoot, and then also conveniently suddenly the Catwoman appears, and
No, that I think they set up, right? Like they said that Catwoman sees and she's like, okay, I have to go
Yeah.
and
He
top and
took so
everything.
much time aiming the gun. He was like,
Yeah,
okay, you're very
but
close.
that was so Bollywoodish, right?
That was a little weird.
And it was
agree.
again, that very like common thing that she beats him and then she's like with him and then I'm like, look behind you, like he will
Yeah,
hit
like
him. And that happens all the time.
you're not in a Karan Johar movie.
No, I think that's a trope of every like all films
Yeah,
have that
every
trope.
film.
No,
It's
but
not like
Manoj,
one industry or the other.
5 minutes later, they were in that Karan Johar film, right? My Name is Khan.
Funny.
Geeky
Okay,
Chick
so
is
coming back to the
sad.
question, what about Robin? Do you think Robin is coming up?
I want Robin to come. I
Maybe-
think
We had
maybe in
discussion
the
last
third
stream
film,
also.
actually.
I feel it's very difficult to pull off a Batman Robin team up
is.
film together. In
But I
live
think it's
action.
very important to Batman's arc for
Yeah,
him adopting.
at least
his
in
hair.
this Batman universe, he may need Robin.
True. He can't be everywhere at once.
I thought that guy will come back. I think they are setting something up with
That's
that
what I'm
guy. but-
saying. He plays Tim Drake in Titan, so it's very weird.
No, he won't be the Robin. No. Someone.
No, it's not the same.
Probably
actor.
Don Mitchell's junior son. Junior.
Oh, the Sunny saved. Yeah.
He won't be the Robin. He won't be the Robin. But like since she moves to Bloodhaven, right? In the end,
Yeah.
it's the place where Nightwing.
Nightwing, yeah.
So I
operates.
think
They are setting up some. He's too young to be a Robin right now.
No, I think you have to
see
set
that
it
Dick,
up in a
Dick
movie.
Grayson was like a brother to Batman, younger brother, whereas the other one was like his children.
Yeah.
So we can have like a who's in
but-
his 20s.
Like this film has to take a leap of at least 15 to 20 years to him to become
I
Robin,
think
right?
Dick Grayson can come, na? Dick Grayson can come. He's in his 20s.
Yeah. No, I think even if they don't do Dick Grayson, if you want to, if Robert Pattinson adopts a kid, like not Robert Pattinson, the Bruce Wayne character adopts a kid, I think you can have Robin not being active in the field in the first movie. You can have him being actually his son, and then slowly building up. Maybe helping out in the Batcave, maybe being the guy in the chair. Working with. Alfred.
Okay, yeah, because year one, like there has been already in the year one where Joker was already in prison.
Yeah.
So they could have been a past to
You
it.
can build it up slowly and then actually have him be so that it's not like what a kid in the suit.
Like Harry Osborn happened in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like he had been his friend, but
Yeah.
he just happened again.
I think it is very difficult to bring Robin on screen, but it can be done. That's what I think.
I think they also, did you feel they underutilized the guy who played the Riddler? I mean, he's a brilliant actor and most of
What
it
do you
was
know?
under the mask. So just that one scene,
Emotions.
that conversation he has with the Batman across the glass. I mean,
Yeah.
that scene for me was one of the best scenes of the film. So in that
agreed.
alone, I could see he probably ate up Robert Pattinson as an actor in one scene alone. So I felt he was kind of underutilized.
Yeah, I agree with you, Keshav. But
Because there was no reason for him to wear the mask actually. But then having said that, he didn't really get chances to emote in any scenes. So that was the only scene he got chance to emote.
And
So I
the,
don't
in the
know.
last Joker scene, yeah.
But since
Yeah.
both of them were still in the jail by the end of the film, you think both of them would still be there in the next part?
Oh, he's definitely coming
actually,
back.
It's a
see,
setup,
I
so-
don't think so that Joker will be in the second part. He may be coming in the third or fourth. You never know.
Yeah.
I think
It's
it'll
going to be very
too,
hard.
too,
Joker.
soon,
And that
too
actor is
soon.
in Eternals too, so I think
Too soon to bring
Eternals is not
back
happening.
Joker.
Eternals 2 is not happening. It's mostly cancelled by now.
Who's the actor who played the Joker in this?
The guy who
Barry,
played Druig,
Barry
Druig
Keoghan.
in Eternals. The guy who can
guy who
control
controls the
everyone.
mind control
Control
person
everyone.
Boyfriend
Lives in
Macquarie.
Amazon.
Macquarie.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in a Dunkirk too, right? He was in the Dunkirk as well, right?
Yeah.
The Batman was set in 2021. Okay. Thomas Wayne and Martha got killed back in 2001.
Yeah, 2001. Yeah.
There's so many memes about the film they watched.
Okay.
that
One more
time.
thing. I read that the journalist was Edward Elliot. His name was Edward Elliot.
Hush.
Yeah, Hush. Are they building because even the name comes out, like
Hush.
Hush.
Yeah.
Hush,
Like
yeah.
Hush would
maybe
be
his
nice.
son or something like that. Because Edward
Hush
Elliot
would be
was
a good
killed.
sequel. Hush would be a
Edward-
good sequel.
Edward Elliot was killed back in 2001. Bruce Wayne was 10, even if his son was 10, who was again an orphan.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Yeah, Edward. So I
Okay.
think did anyone else also notice and
I have no idea what
Think
you're
I
talking
didn't
about.
notice that, but now when you said it, I think it's a good idea
Yeah.
for a sequel. Better than Joker, to
the
me.
reporter who was going to publish about Martha Wayne's mental illness, his name was Edward Elliot. And then Hush was written on this picture.
Yeah.
So I think somewhat it's kind of
So
a,
yeah,
Building
that
up
I
to
know.
Thomas
After
Elliot.
that
his
means
son could be Thomas Elliot, who will become the Hush.
Hush, the villain.
okay.
So Hush is a villain who does plastic surgery and becomes Bruce Wayne, like does murders and stuff. It's a very complicated, very interesting storyline.
But obviously, in this film, he won't become Robert Pattinson. Like, obviously, this
That's
universe is way too.
They will
Could be,
find
could
some
be.
other.
Double
No, but
role, you know?
Red Chilies can do it, right? Robert Pattinson can play a double role, and they can just make him shrink.
Or maybe you know what can be an alternate thing. Thomas Elliot is also disguising himself as Batman and doing Bullseye thing.
That could happen.
Interesting.
That happened in the Dark Knight, and we had 3 Batmans this time.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Okay, what about the voice? Did you like the voice?
It was
Yeah.
like-
You know, I
like
I
that
don't know
there
if
was
you
no
guys
electronic
noticed or not that in like he changes his voice when he's Bruce Wayne. Did you guys notice
Also, one
that?
more thing. I really liked one thing about was that even in the Dark Knight trilogy, even if he's Batman or even if he's talking as Bruce Wayne, he's still talking like I'm Batman, Alfred, get me that. But
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
in this film, when he was talking to Dory, he was talking his Bruce Wayne voice, wearing the Batman costume. Like, why will he talk to Dory in his like Batman voice?
We discussed this last stream, right?
Yeah.
We
Okay, one more
discussed
thing.
this.
Does Dory know the real identity of Bruce Wayne? Because like she's
Dory?
she
Who's
works.
Dory?
I don't even know why Dory is there. Can I be honest? Why
Okay,
is there someone
like
else?
actually, Dory's like I think that was one good thing I did in this film. Like, why only would Alfred be living in that big penthouse with Bruce Wayne? Why
But when
no
you
more?
have a secret operation running, why do you want more people in the house?
Because,
Like, I
there's
just-
because
so
it would
much
be more
other stuff,
suspicious if
right?
more people are not working in such a big building.
I mean, I get it, but was Dory in the comics? I never remembered a character.
No,
like
Dory
this.
was not in the comics, but what I read was it was quite inspired from the character which was shown in the Batman 1960s show.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
She used to work with Alfred.
To be honest, she
Or
didn't
under-
have
But
much.
I feel like she doesn't know about the Batman things.
She
Like,
doesn't know. She doesn't know.
Yeah, she's just like in
It
the
could be
house.
that because Alfred is injured, they brought her another help. Because Alfred also had a cane in the start, right? He's not fully this thing, so maybe that's why. But
Okay,
So,
Mr.
in the film so far, only Alfred and the Riddler know that.
Riddler doesn't know.
Riddler knows.
Riddler
Riddler
knows.
Riddler
knows.
knows, right?
Riddler
At
knows.
the end,
Yeah,
Of course he knows.
I
when they
feel
talk, right? He knows it's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indirectly,
he knows, but he
knew
doesn't
that.
reveal. I feel like that.
Yeah,
No, he
he
told-
doesn't.
Yeah.
Like he was talking to Batman in such a way that I know that you're Bruce Wayne, but
Yeah.
since it's CCTV, I don't want your identity to come out.
Yeah.
So that is why he changed his conversation in such a way that I was talking about Bruce Wayne.
There was this one scene that when he says it, but Bruce Wayne, that guy, like, and then Robert Pattinson just looks at him saying that, oh, like I don't know, I felt like, oh,
That was
even I
before-
thought.
That was before their conversation in the jail.
No, I'm talking about the conversation in the jail itself, and then he says, "Oh, Bruce Wayne." So I until then, I was thinking, okay, he knows.
No,
But then
I
when
think
that
he told-
happened, I thought he didn't know.
No,
So now even
I
I'm a
thought
little
he-
confused
He knew.
if
He
he
knew.
knows or not.
Obviously, he knows. Like he
Look,
has.
guys,
been-
listen to Tanmay shouting "Restore to Snyderverse" in the theater. Send him the record. Oh man.
Okay.
Okay,
What
I
I
was under
heard
the
was
impression that
that
Riddler didn't know. So this is like
Mr.
I mean,
Freeze is coming up in next part, and you know what? I really want those kind of villains to come. Enough of Joker. I'm tired of Joker. Like
Yeah.
I want more villains.
I
to
want like
come.
Same, man.
Riddler and something new, right?
Yeah.
I want Mr. Freeze. I
Hush
want to
will
see
be good.
how Mr. Freeze can be like in a practical version. Like otherwise he had been carrying that ice gun and turning
Like
it into
Captain
ice.
Cold.
Yeah. But what do you think? And you know, Mr. Freeze actually has a very good story.
Yeah.
Sad story. So I think Mr. Freeze can be
Nishan says it was Hush.
Yeah, I think Hush. Even I feel like, I mean, in this, from what I had heard, that originally, like, his parents were just supposed to be like bad. Like they sort of changed that, but they were just supposed to be bad. And I think they were connected with like the Court of Owls and like that.
just coming to that
storyline.
whole point, I still feel like maybe they will reveal in sequel or maybe more discussion around. I still feel like Riddler doesn't know who Batman is. That's just my.
He knows that very well.
I just feel like he doesn't. I don't know.
Why would he talk about Bruce Wayne with Batman? When
Why
he's
would
He
he?
was
like,
I mean,
one
I
of his
think-
targets, right? He was one of the
Yeah.
he
targets.
didn't talk about the mayor.
He talked. He
He
talked about
literally
everyone.
said that no. He literally said that Bruce Wayne.
He said that Bruce Wayne was the
orphaned.
only one.
We had the same
He
life
said
growing
that
up.
Bruce Wayne was the one who we couldn't get.
We
who
both
we couldn't get.
wear the mask.
No,
I still feel like he didn't know.
Even
and
now,
also,
you made
and
me confused now.
I
and
still
also
No,
feel
no.
he
like
had, he
I even
also
read
had the
reviews
grudge.
saying that he didn't know. I
Keshav
don't
is saying something. Keshav is saying something.
Oh yeah,
He
so
also
go ahead.
he also had this grudge against Bruce that even you lost your father, but you were sitting on so much of money, and
Money.
look at
You were not an orphan. We were orphan.
yeah.
Yeah.
He never said you, right? He said Bruce
No, he
Wayne.
did.
Did he say you? Then I missed
No,
that. I
no, no, no. He never addressed him as Bruce Wayne directly. He never said you.
he
He
never
said
said
Bruce
that.
Wayne.
So.
Yeah,
Why
Bruce
then?
Wayne.
Because we was talking about Bruce Wayne. Why did like Batman looking at the camera then? As if
He
it
was
will
looking
reveal
at the
Because
what?
camera.
in the
Okay.
initially he thought that he's going to reveal his
Going to
identity. That's why
reveal
he
it.
picked the CCTV.
Huh.
Yeah,
But then
Yeah.
that means he knows. That's why
no,
Batman's
but
looking.
then there was a one scene I still remember that he said, but Bruce Wayne, that's the one we couldn't get. And then
He's
Robert
yeah,
Pattinson
he
just
says
looks,
Bruce Wayne,
yeah.
and he's like, oh shit, he knows, and then he says like, that's
Then
the
he
one
look-
we couldn't get, and
yeah,
then
then he
he's
looks
like,
at him-
Actually,
Bruce Wayne.
Riddler's motive was to make him know that okay, I know that you are Bruce Wayne,
okay, so
but
I
since you're in
missed-
front
I
of the
interpreted
camera, I'm
completely
not.
differently.
Yeah.
Can the
I
chat
interpreted
clear it
differently.
out? What the
I
chat
think
is?
also-
Rewatch is definitely needed.
I think also when he says you're not as smart as I thought you were, that's also an indirect way of telling that I know who you are, but maybe you don't
Yeah.
think that I know you.
I mean,
That
even
is-
in his apartment, there were like all
Because
pictures
for
and
me,
everything.
it was the scene. It felt like Riddler till that point thought that he and Batman were working together. Like he even says that you were in on this and all, and then he sent Bruce Wayne that bomb, right? So if he sent Bruce Wayne that bomb, he
And
didn't
that was
know
the worst plan to kill Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but it just felt. I just thought that okay, he thought he was two different people. That's what my whole thinking was. I could be
Actually,
wrong.
the
obviously.
purpose to send that bomb was because he knew Bruce Wayne is Batman, and there's no way he can kill him. So why not hurt his heart? That is why. Obviously, he's Riddler. He knew a lot of things.
But
He knew
it was
who-
addressed just to Bruce Wayne, right? And Alfred just
obviously,
opened it.
but he knows now who will open it.
There was no security check. Should I just taken something and check like metal detector or something?
Why?
Such-
Do you do that for your Amazon packages?
No, but it's such a big mansion.
Like
and
Manoj is
you know-
like, let me do a metal detector check. first.
I'm not Batman, right?
How
If
do
I
you
was
get a
Batman, I
bomb
would
in a,
check.
like a small pack?
So
Okay.
Manoj, you think only Alfred knows so far?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay,
No,
Triple X
that's
says
the
Riddler said he didn't understand why everyone need Batman's identity, so he knows but doesn't want to ruin the game.
Yeah, that's also the thing.
I think it's not very clear. Like they never explicitly stated anything, right? So maybe it's open.
I mean,
He
see,
says
a guy like a
Riddler
guy like
clearly
Riddler-
says, "I don't understand why people want to spoil the game
Hmm.
by knowing Batman's identity."
that he said before all that, before he says
No,
about
but
Bruce Wayne.
Manoj, I think you were putting this point up a bit a while ago that why were people of the Gotham City not more curious to know who the hell is
who
actually
Batman
Batman?
is,
So
yeah.
a guy like Riddler, who is
He should be
always
knowing.
curious about stuff and solving all these riddles, and I think more than anybody else, he should have been the most curious to know about it, and maybe he kind of inside somewhere knew. He
True,
had a
true,
hunch
true.
about it.
I agree to your point saying that he would want to know, but I'm not convinced if he actually knew it in the movie.
No, don't you think he probably has an idea or has a hunch about it that he is only the one guy?
I feel like he doesn't. He wants to know, but he doesn't know. That was my take of it. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong on many things, so I could be wrong.
Google it.
Take it, Manoj. Take it. You're wrong. We brought the same point you started back to you.
No, I even agree to that. Like he would be curious, but I don't know if he actually knows in the movie.
Okay,
No, I mean,
have you guys
the
watched
fact that the fact that he didn't do anything at all to find it out, doesn't that say that he already knows it?
No, I feel like he wanted to know and he tried to find out, but he couldn't.
How did he try? What
No,
did he
because
do?
he had
I mean, in
all-
his apartment.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what, guys? You know what, guys? The Riddler game is still going on.
No, but
The
this is a
Riddler
very
succeeded,
interesting.
definitely.
This is a very,
Riddler
this is a very
succeeded.
interesting conversation, though. Did he actually know or not?
Nishan says same way confused. I think Riddler connected the dots. When he started, he sounded like he knew, but he wanted Batman to be his friend, so he didn't reveal the identity. They went to
Maybe,
be
maybe.
vengeance together.
Maybe he was
Uh,
kind of laying the trap for him to confess or something.
That also could be the case.
Cy Ganesan is back. He doesn't know the Batman is Bruce Wayne. Riddler sent the bomb to the tower instead of setting
That's
a
what I
trap for
was-
Batman and exposing
what I
him
was
as
saying.
Bruce Wayne.
Hmm.
Okay.
He would have exposed.
No, that's earlier bit, yeah.
Yeah. This is very
Yeah.
interesting. This is something. Absolutely agree. Mr. Freeze deserves a redemption on the big
Oh,
screen from
definitely.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Made a complete joke of the character.
They should adapt that Heart of Ice, that animated series.
Yeah.
So
That-
Nona, there's one thing I would like to add here.
Batman and Mr.
That in Delhi we don't call him Arnold Swad. What we call him Arnold Subhash Nagar.
I've heard that. Yeah.
Subhash Nagar is actually a place in Delhi.
Yeah.
West Delhi.
Understood.
By the way, Batman animated series is having great Mr. Freeze backstory. If I'm
yeah.
right, I think name of the episode.
Indeed. But Batman the animated series, Mr. Freeze is again not practical.
Yeah, but you can ground him, right? You can
Okay,
figure out ways.
how do you think they can what?
I mean,
would be
they
your-
already have like a contact lens computer.
Yeah. They will
camera,
make
so
something
I think
up.
Tanmay, I didn't
Yeah.
get that image.
extending that a bit, I think.
Like, it
is-
wouldn't be a big
Possible.
leap, I think, for them to make it grounded.
I
and-
think what they can do is like instead of showing that he's freezing everyone, they can already place a story in the winter, December, January, and it can make more sense. He
like Arkham Origins, like how
Yeah,
they
yeah,
do
yeah.
Arkham.
same, exactly.
That also
Okay.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think if you just remove the gun and he's just in the suit and he's trying to save his
There's
wife, I
not
think
even no
that's
need
enough.
of suit. There's no need of suit. Like again, if he's needing suit, then the entire point is
Oh,
gone.
It could be a very grounded suit, like how the Batman suit is.
Yeah,
Like, it's
there's
not
yeah,
fully
it could be a
functional,
grounded armor suit which he wears. Obviously, he would
Mhm.
need an armor, but not something like which provides him cold.
Yeah.
Like maybe something just like like Tony Stark just has one arc reactor, so just one object like that's on his body.
Mhm,
That
maybe.
sort of-
But I think I hope they'd only do it if Matt Reeves is actually wanting to do it. We don't
Yeah.
want another Venom situation where people are like, "Hey, put Venom," and they put.
I liked, how that like it came out and it's like a knife or something.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
cool.
I
That's
love
really
the
cool.
bat.
That was-
This is by
I
the
feel
way,
like
this is my
that.
favorite
Yeah,
battle
that
now.
is
Bat
that
low.
is
This
the
is my favorite.
reference for. I mean, they will like he will use that to make
True.
Batarang because he did not have a Batarang in this film. Like he had nothing actually to fight.
Yeah, gadgets
He
were
just-
less like. I think they will
Just at the
improve on
grapple
that.
gun.
Yeah, they will improve on that. Like one thing which Batman begins because it was an actual origin story. We got to see how the suit was made and all his gadgets. In this, we don't really know. So I'm still I'm having fun just exploring what other stuff he has. I hope there's
Actually, there's this prequel
project.
novel. I think a lot of things have been.
Okay. I need to read that. I'm
yeah.
very curious. to
They're
see what
making
all
a
other
spin-off
stuff
show
he has.
also, right? Of Gotham on
Penguin
Jim
Police.
Gordon,
Penguin,
Revenge
GCPD,
Devil.
and Arkham.
Yeah.
3 souls.
I feel it should just be one.
Mr. Triple X says that already clarified that the Joker is not a proto Joker and he is not a Joker yet. He also said that Joker is only to highlight Catwoman, not girl, dude. Code that Gotham cannot be redeemed and said that dilemma nothing to do with the sequel. Okay. I actually
Oh,
don't
what did
want
you guys
Joker.
think of Catwoman?
She was great.
She was really good.
Yeah.
She
I
had
loved
this
it.
weird face where like every time we look at her, right, it feels like she's saying something without even saying something, right? I don't know if you guys felt even in the interviews I saw, right, whenever she's quiet and she's looking at other people, like it feels weird.
Understood. You don't have to say much.
You do.
I think her mask was quite realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that.
I had that mask.
Of course you have it.
With like those cat ears.
It's not difficult to get that kind of a mask.
But yeah, I liked. I feel like each time she was there, she was like an equal, like co-lead, and I think even her side, her side plot or subplot that was going on. I mean, there was a moment where I was like, okay, we haven't seen the Riddler for like too much time on screen. We are just seeing Catwoman, but then like I think it ended early, and then like we moved on to like the film.
By the way, Catwoman, like in the comics also, is she bisexual?
Yeah.
I think in the
Yes. She
Did
is.
they
She's not
show
the
that?
daughter of Falcone, right?
She is.
In the comics, she's not.
Yeah,
the
I
daughter of
don't think
Falcone,
she's.
right?
I don't think
That was a huge
she's
shock to
just.
me. I was
yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, that was
This
good.
is
I think.
the image.
Oh, okay. It's interesting.
It doesn't look like Joker, anyways.
No, it looks like he's going to be the Joker. He needs the green hair and everything, right?
Needs
The
the
white
scars. Yeah.
That was just for the shadow, right? So they won't put full makeup.
No, they do that.
You know, when you heard his voice, did anyone think that it will be that the Arthur Fleck Joker, from the Joker film?
No, not
No,
at
no,
all.
no. I
When the
I
voice
actually
first
knew
came, I was
this.
like, okay, it's Joker, but I was like, okay, are they going to do that? Like, are they going to take that step, like bring in that Joker into this universe, like an older version?
That would
because
be
that was like
exciting
80s.
because I think
But when they showed, I was
tone-wise
like, oh,
also,
okay, this is
tone-wise also they match actually.
You know, actually, initially I thought that the Joker and the Batman would be connected, but it could have been easily connected. Like Joker is now old and he's some of his follower because real Joker could be anyone. Okay, but
No, I
even the
thought
they
timeline
showed a
was
completely
matched.
different
But they
timeline, a
showed
different
Bruce Wayne, right? In Joker.
Yeah, they
Could be the
showed
same.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, they showed Bruce Wayne, and then the story was completely different. That part, even he was also running for the mayor, but
The actor was different, right? Thomas Wayne's
Yeah.
actor.
and it was the
Yeah.
80s. It was the 80s.
The only way it would have
Yeah,
worked was
80s
maybe
main
if
one.
it was a follower of Joker, like someone who took on the mantle on hearing
But
what
now,
Joker
yeah,
said.
it could have been. But then again, they showed Bruce Wayne, and
I think it's best that you don't connect it. Like it.
Yeah, actually, he's good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think that, yeah, like I said, it was
In
a
some
bit
comics,
underwhelming.
she's Bat Falcon's daughter. Yeah, it is. This
Oh,
time
okay,
also.
okay. I was very surprised. I didn't know that.
The
yeah, it's a
Arkham,
lot.
the Arkham thing inside the GCPD show, they just explained what the GCPD show is about. Okay.
Oh,
What about including Poison, Ivy, Clanman, Man-Bat, Solomon Grundy? Do you
Clayman,
think-
right? Clanman?
Clayman.
Clayface?
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
Clayman,
Clayman,
Clayface.
sorry.
Clayface would be too much of fictional character. How would
Yeah.
how
Solomon
will they
Grundy also. He's also like a big, giant, sort of
Hulk?
monstrous.
Solomon
Do you
Grundy-
think? Do you think they will continue to keep grounded? Because if that's the case, then the potential for like a lot of the characters does go away. Or do you
Yeah,
think
but
they'll
we still have a
expand
lot of
the-
characters like Mad Hatters and like Mad Hatter, Mr. Freeze can be there. Court of Owls.
I feel
Like,
like we'll have one more.
Yeah, Court of Owls
I feel like
is
Mr.
definitely-
Freeze can be next villain, and then the third will be Court of Owls. That's
Yeah,
what
could
my
be.
Yeah,
prediction
or
is.
Hush.
They will build up for Court of Owls.
I think
in
Hush
the-
is definitely coming. I think.
Yeah, Hush is coming. Hush could be like side villain.
Yeah, he's the one who we think is the main villain, but then the film reveals that.
And I don't, honestly speaking, I don't want another Two-Face. I have never had a thing for that villain.
I see. To be honest, I didn't even want the Joker. I didn't
Yeah.
want them to
Same,
touch any
same.
of the old villains of what
Yeah.
Dark Knight Trilogy
Yeah.
did.
I think actually, it may be possible that they actually never bring Joker. Like, what's the point?
Same.
Yeah,
like,
I just hope it's not like like that. I mean, MCU Spider-Man also, like they said that we won't be bringing any older villains. It will be all new.
Like
And
Green
for the
Goblin.
first two films,
They
we had
literally
different
brought
ones,
the
so
villains from the past.
They
movies.
literally brought the older ones.
But
and
like,
were
that's
like,
still
okay,
better than having
Yeah,
new
yeah,
ones,
true.
right?
That's better. That's better.
That's still
I
better
agree.
than like casting new
Yeah,
actors.
new iteration of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or it'll end up like Amazing Spider-Man.
Now I'm
Like,
sure we're not gonna have Dr. Octopus or Green Goblin in this MCU version of them.
Yeah.
I think they
So
said
that's
right.
great,
Oscorp is not coming.
Yeah.
Right? They said.
No.
Only 2 spin-offs, maybe third one could be Catwoman show. If she has powers and all, she's drinking milk like a weirdo. No, I don't think so. There's no powers and all.
Nah, nothing. No powers. Simple, natural story.
But Batman is such a cold heart, man. Like a cat was literally like licking his boots, and he didn't even pet.
Oh, there's a Suggestion says you should react to the video on IGN spoiler interview with Matt Reeves, and he talks about the Joker scene there. Cool.
Oh.
Does he talk
Oh,
about?
that's the
Does,
one.
does he talk about if
Yeah.
Riddler knows? That will clear.
Varun, put up a poll na on
Yeah.
on the community tab. Oh, that's a spoiler. Don't put right now.
Yeah, don't put it
put
on.
right now.
I think more information will come. Maybe it's even open-ended, so
Yeah.
you never know.
He talks about there was another Joker scene that was deleted where Batman actually talks to Joker to help
Yeah.
profile Riddler. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that shows that okay,
Maybe,
there is some history. between them.
Maybe
I
they
think-
can. Do you think they can release that deleted scene sometime later?
Depends
No.
on
They're releasing a 4-hour cut, right? Sorry, 4 or
I don't
3
know if it's confirmed.
No,
I
Matt
am
Reeves-
hearing that. But
Yeah, Matt Reeves
Oh,
said
I
that
thought
he
you were
wants...
joking. Okay.
No, Matt Reeves
No,
said that.
seriously. Even I thought you're joking. Is that
I
real?
saw an interview where he said that...
There's a Reeves cut as well.
He said that it's not this 3 hour cut is his cut, but he said that there will be an extended cut coming where he's putting all
Okay,
the
I'm just going to
difference.
Twitter and
I mean, it's
So
like
restore that.
search it.
how Tokyo
would
was
would
getting.
would that also come on Bookmashers stream?
I think Joker will
Please,
be
no.
there in the end, third film. Just for now, they're teasing. Tanmay is like reboot na ho jaye. Don't give too much.
Okay, guys, so this is
expectation.
actually true. There's actually a 4-hour cut of the Batman tested to the audience.
Well, don't give me enough credit. Like they keep arguing with me.
No, I know they tested a 4-hour cut version to the audience, but that's not their release, right? So it's
Yeah.
Okay, it will be later. It will be released. It will be
I gave
released.
you the latest information. Still, people are validating.
Maybe I think Manoj. I think maybe we both will like that version a bit more than this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked how even this was close to 3 hours. Like
Yeah.
that's
No,
yeah.
see, length is never a problem if the movie is good.
That's true. See, even this film, right? A lot of my criticism was in the last 20 minutes. Till that
Yeah.
before the flood thing, I actually really
Yeah.
liked it. The whole
Like the
detective
last
side.
half an hour.
Yeah, that was the one which and it didn't like. I heard many people saying that it just dragged. For me, it didn't drag. I understood exactly what they were trying to do. It just didn't hit me the way they wanted it to. For me personally, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I feel like
let's-
even I sort of agree because I liked all the emotional element in the climax. Like I liked he changed and he understood and he made a decision. But yeah, the whole the actual like action part you can say like that's what I was like
But
I mean
guys,
the stakes they went too high and then the sort of thing that happened was a bit underwhelming.
Mhm.
But
which is your favorite Bat logo?
Bat
logo.
logo.
I think this film. Yeah.
Same. Because this was it was 3D. First of all, it actually had a purpose.
Oh,
It
you
actually had
watched
a
it in
Yeah.
3D?
No, I mean
it
the
was,
logo. The logo was
3D,
it was a
Thing that he wears on his
Okay,
embroidery.
3D piece. For me, now the Dark Knight one is so etched in my memory that I can't like
That
any other
actually, you know
logo.
what? I prefer Batman because over the Dark Knight because the Dark Knight one got quite shrink. It was like very small.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
For
and it
me,
was
it's the
very
Batman
dark
Begins
also.
one. It was the
And I
Batman
really,
Begins one.
I really loved that skylight which they put. No, this one was a little different from what they had in the Dark.
Yeah. The skylight
yes.
I like more than this.
So I like the one in Justice League, which is like it looks very professionally made.
yeah,
It had the
true,
proper
true.
symbol and everything.
Although I liked in Batman Begins that the first bat signal was actually Falcone. They
Yeah.
actually that created such an impact for the signal forward. I think when you do an origin like that, it has a lot of pros, which you won't get in this. But we totally understand why they did it this way because
Yeah, because it
can't
had
watch
been
another version.
people would have been bored. It would have been something like the
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man, enough of Uncle Ben. Yeah.
totally agree.
We were talking about
Yeah,
the
when they were
Penguin
talking
show.
about the parents, I was wishing, please, no flashback. I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
see that scene again. And I was so
And you know,
happy that okay.
the moment we saw right in the beginning when he goes to that house and then he sees a kid, and just that stare was enough. I think that just gave it.
And
Because
he was
his
always
eyes
sympathizing with that kid till the
were
end. Always. That was really
Yeah.
something nice. Even when the funeral scene was happening, he was still looking at that kid, and obviously he saved the last. In the last
Yeah, and somehow the kid always had that hunch that this guy might be seeing me, so he looks back out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The thumb drive. Remember the thumb drive?
That was fun.
That was actually intentionally not. It was that I don't know. It was funny. I loved
funny.
it.
Did they
Thumb.
blur that in India? The thumb?
No.
No, it was there.
But
They
they
did,
obviously
they did-
F bomb.
They muted the
The
slangs.
horrible part is that it's not that only the dialogue is muted, or the whole audio is muted.
Yeah,
So it suddenly feels like the movie paused like for a second and then
Yeah.
play. And some moments they're like, "You son of a bitch." So the whole son of a bitch is muted.
A lot
Not
of
just
penguins was muted. A lot of penguins was muted.
And actually, one more thing. I found it really funny when Penguin was about to shoot him. He did not, obviously, and then he was like shouting, "I did not shoot him. I didn't do anything."
Okay.
So all of you
was the-
watched it in IMAX?
No.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, you
It
did.
was first show.
No IMAX.
I also did. I watched in IMAX as well. Actually,
I
here
watched
there
it
are a
in-
couple of other options available, like 4DX is there,
Oh, never watch a movie in 4DX.
where the
Except,
seat.
Okay, so tell me.
Too
Tell me.
distracting.
No, I want
No
to.
way
How
home I
was
watched it
4DX?
4DX. It was fun. No way.
How was 4DX? What is 4DX?
Dude, I went
The
to watch
seat and
Wonder
everything
Woman,
shake.
Yeah.
and
Oh.
they are riding the horse slowly, and talking, and my shit is like, and I can even hear what they're talking. I'm like,
No, but
stop.
I see you have to pick and choose the right film. Like there was a film couple of years ago. It's called Crawl. So I saw that film in 4DX, and that film has a lot of flood scenes and this kind of disaster scenes. So
Any horror monster flick, I think it's for
yeah,
4DX.
monsters. So it had a lot of alligators and it had a lot of rain. So there was a bit of
But
sprinkles also
do
coming
they?
on.
I don't think they do water anymore because of COVID.
No, they did. In No Way Home, they did.
They did.
For me, yeah.
Okay.
And
No Way
even-
Home, I enjoyed it.
Was it water or
Just
something?
specifically for you.
No, it was not water. It was like the mist kind of thing. But
Oh yeah.
No, but
And-
Varun, you were there, right, for Wonder Woman? When they were in the
And
water,
there's
like
this-
they used to spray water, right, on you.
I
Okay,
mean, it
they
was
didn't
still
spray.
this. I feel like maybe it wasn't functioning well.
And there is this
Okay,
third
how
version
does it happen? The water spray like from where? Above?
In the
From the
from the
street
front
side.
seat.
on the
Side.
side.
So it's basically like the whole chair, right? It's customized and everything. There's like vents and also if it's breezy, right? So air blows through near you, so it
Yeah.
feels like
See,
it's all
Spider-Man, the
almost
web swinging scenes are always really fun
Mhm.
because you really the seat shakes and you feel the wind and everything. So
and
those were scenes were fun.
there is another version available here. Do you know about Screen X?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have heard of it.
That
Yeah, so there will
270
be two
degree.
screens on your left and right as well.
Yeah.
So it's not just the screen in front of you.
it's like
it will be
curved
divided.
monitors, right? Like
No, not curved.
Triple monitor.
Like 3 screens will
Yeah.
be there, one on left, one on right, and one center, and the whole aspect ratio will be divided into all those 3. So I watched Ford versus Ferrari in that, so that was really fun. So I wonder
Oh,
how this will be in Screen X.
Okay,
Yeah.
one more question that I have.
The
is,
Batmobile
like-
scene would be fun.
It's IMAX like big version or just
IMAX is a bigger screen, much
no,
bigger screen.
the expectation
No,
is
no,
different.
no. Aspect ratio is not different.
then
There's
what
still
does
black bars.
Yeah, what's
Black
the
bar.
point then?
No. In not in everyone. Like the movies which are shot in IMAX, the aspect ratio is also
Yeah,
The
different.
Batman had black bars.
Batman
I have
was-
seen
yeah,
movies in
Batman.
IMAX. I'm saying for Batman.
I think
Yeah, it had
Geeky,
black
I
bars.
think it was not shot in IMAX. Maybe that's why
No,
the
it was not short. No, it was not short. If it
Yeah.
had been promoted through IMAX only from the
Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Avengers
So-
also, right? It's shot in
so-
IMAX, so it's like there's extra
Yeah,
footage
yeah.
on
So
top
see,
and bottom.
that's why these people are like cheating us of like the ticket price of IMAX here was over $500, 580,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
just
even in
nice.
IMAX. It's that the black bars are there in the theater.
Mhm.
Keshav, you're in Mumbai, right?
Yeah.
Dude, next time any IMAX film comes out, na, check it out in Vadala. It's like
Okay.
the best IMAX experience in India.
Nona watched Twilight there.
You know, by the way, that reminds me. I saw the Batman in the same theater in the same screen as I watched Twilight, The Breaking Dawn.
I only
Literally.
watched it. This was my third Robert Pattinson film. First was obviously Harry Potter. Second,
Goblet
Tenet,
of Fire.
and this was actually this is my 7th because I watched
In
Batman.
theater. Oh, okay.
I
Mine-
watched the Batman.
Mine
fight.
is 4th. Breaking Dawn Part 1, Breaking Dawn Part 2.
You watched both of them.
Tenet. Dude,
He has watched all the Twilight movies.
the reason is
I-
okay, let it be. What judge me, whatever.
He's a huge fan.
I don't care.
No, but see,
It was a
despite
fun
that,
franchise, I
see,
think.
guys, despite that, he's still a good movie reviewer. So give him some credit.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, he was with jammy pants. Come on.
I just want to
But-
say
but-
that let's move on. Let it be.
Jammy
we
pants
can do a
doesn't say
stream
yes
on
to like
Twilight
everyone.
some
He
other
only
day.
he only agreed for Nona. There's
No,
something
I-
about
Twilight
it.
has a
I
very
also had him on my
faithful
channel.
fan.
He had it before me.
My God, am I the only one?
Me and Varun, we are all normal people here.
Non-YouTubers.
Yeah, even in the
You know-
subtitles they don't show the bad word. Okay.
There was this thing. There's this channel called Mr. Sunday Movies, and they do
Yeah,
this
I know
cara-
Mr. Sunday Movies.
Yeah, they do Caravan of Garbage, right? So they put Batman Begins as the title, but when you click on it, it's actually Twilight.
No,
they
but
like
see,
trolled everyone. They trolled everyone. Now they
See, I
changed
think
it.
I think more than Jammy Pants, Nona had Bhardwaj Rangan, so I think that guy is more credible for me.
Yeah.
Also, he had
Okay,
one more
let's-
Bhardwaj and still having one.
Let's not go there. Let's talk about the Batman. Okay, let's come to the final maximum access. All right. Whatever. Hopefully they do 1 billion. Let's see.
I
Released
think
on
it's
4K
difficult.
disc. The extra scenes will be released on 4K discs. Okay.
Disc, Nona, disc.
Screen Rant posted an article about how Riddler don't know about his identity.
Yeah, I know. I am going through, but it's quite vague. It feels like they are themselves.
I'm
confused.
thankful that someone out there also had the same feeling as me because I was going mad.
Tanmay is like, you got Tanmay. That's more credible. Okay, coming
That
to the
is
question
true.
of the stream. Is this the best Batman film? One by one. Just answer in yes or no. No reasoning, nothing. We'll start with Keshav because we know the
No.
answer. Okay. Varun.
Yes.
The best Batman film. Okay. Manoj.
No.
Gigi Shiki.
You don't need to ask me.
Okay.
It's a yes.
For me, it's a no because for me, Dark Knight
Same.
can never
same.
be like taken over by any film. It's just too special to
No,
me.
never say never.
No, I can
Yeah.
say that. I'm
Even
like
I can say that.
that
I'm
film,
like-
I feel
that
like-
film has changed the way I
you know,
look at
see-
film.
super
So
controversial.
it just
See, I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life. I have no idea where my life is going to go, like what's going to happen in 10 years. But I know for sure that no movie is going to supersede Dark Knight for me. In as many years till my death.
You know,
No,
actually, Nona, you
you
know what?
mean-
Actually, Nona, all these three films, even the Ben Affleck version or the Batman part which they showed, was actually really nice. It was also a good Batman film. Batman Superman extended
see.
version.
I'm not saying
Because
that
it was
if
more
I'm
accurate to comic
choosing
books.
Dark Knight, Batman is bad. No, not at all.
Same,
For me,
same.
the
Even I
best
was-
Batman is not the best Batman film because Dark Knight is the best Batman film. Anyways,
Hmm.
I'll tell you easy way. You are standing here. There are two screens. Both are playing one movie at the same time. One is the Batman. One is the Dark Knight. Which one you will go and watch? I'll choose the
Dark
Dark
Knight.
Knight.
The Batman.
Easy.
Yeah. So that's very simple. That's
The
my
Batman,
simple
yeah.
theory.
So Manoj, you said no film will supersede that. So no Batman film or no feature film?
Okay,
No
one more
feature
thing. One more thing. One more thing. Yeah, Mona, no, sorry. No, remember, the last time we had this stream, I had stream with you. I was talking about how the Dark Knight should have been at the third number just because Godfather 2 or 3 was released before. It's on the third. Now look at the third number. It's the Dark Knight. It is at 9.1 rating now on IMDb. It was at 9. Now it is at 9.1. I just checked it today itself.
Dude, personally, I don't care about IMDb.
We only care about the Indian Geek Society ratings. It's
Yeah,
a
that's-
very fully fledged workout system. We're
Nona
consulting with
has-
various data scientists.
Nona has much more sense.
No. It's like it's a very personal thing. Everyone has their personal ratings, everything. So
Indeed.
no list decided by public will decide what I like or what. It's like I don't
definitely.
care about those things.
I sometimes value Rotten Tomatoes more than IMDb.
I think
Yeah.
most people
Me
do.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll just follow. Okay, someone says something good in the comments. I know this.
Mr. Triple X, Manoj, they are planning for a flying jet too. So think twice.
Oh
Seriously,
my!
it's happening. Is it
opinion
happening?
has changed.
Man,
My
he's joking.
By the way, there was also a Bollywood movie called Joker in which Akshay Kumar was there.
I never saw that.
Even
It was
Farrakhan,
beyond,
The producer doesn't talk about that.
Okay,
film.
okay. So Nona, Nona. Okay, Keshav, I know your answer, but still, Nona and Manoj. So there's this one interesting thing. If the Batman is not your favorite Batman film, is it at the number 2
No,
after Dark Knight?
I think for Nona it would be. For me, no.
What's for you? Batman Begins or Dark Knight?
Yeah, I think so.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, then Batman. For me, Batman was fourth.
I feel like Batman, Dark Knight
But-
Rises, I'll put it way below. Like I'll probably put animated films before it, and then I'll put.
Oh, to be
Dark
honest, Batman.
I'll
Mask
put
of
the Lego
Phantasm is
Batman
next
movie
one.
second, then the Batman.
Just the live action.
Okay, then the Batman. Yeah.
For
No,
me,
I'll
like,
have,
having said that, I've watched the Dark Knight trilogy many times. I've only watched Batman once, so it's not very fair. Right?
Yeah,
now, all the
obviously,
Batman-
yeah.
But
True.
the opposite,
It's not
see
fair.
the opposite that recency bias, right? You just saw the Batman, so it's fresh in your mind, so you like it more. That
Maybe,
True
but
facts
I
for
want to
that.
give Batman a couple more watches. But right now, for me, the Batman is at fourth.
I'll
Below
have
Batman
Dark
Begins
Knight
is-
Rises on second and Dark Knight on first.
for me, see, Dark Knight Rises has a lot of issues for me. Batman Begins is the starting part. I like the last half. I don't really like at all. So
Yeah, the train part.
So
This
Actually,
reasoning that I
I
won't
want to
help
say
you, but I
something
won't
which
sue
you may
you.
not agree with. The Dark Knight Rises is my favorite out of the trilogy.
Keshav also.
Oh, okay.
Same.
No. Dark Knight Rises for me is on second. Dark Knight is on first. And now you may not agree, but Batman versus Superman is third for me.
No, that I can totally
Oh,
agree.
Manoj
No,
will
that's
I
agree.
love
dude.
that film, Batman
When
Superman.
Dark Knight, the Black Man vs Superman came out, I was like, oh my god, this is so great. But the more I saw it, the more I read about it, the more I understood what's wrong with the film. Then it becomes pretty clear. But I understand.
But I think
I love the themes of that
It's
film,
just
but it's just
visually good, I
execution
feel
not
like,
done
yeah.
well. That's
I
it.
also agree. The execution was bad.
The Batman
but
Superman could have been the Batman if there was no Lex Luthor, or it would have
Yeah,
just been.
wasn't Matt Reeves
Yeah,
going
see,
to
I'm
direct?
I'm not saying
it
it's
was
a
going to
flawless
be
film.
Ben
I
Affleck,
mean,
right?
for me also, like that the whole mother angle which comes in between Superman and Batman. That was
Don't you
a
think? Don't you think? The mother part, the Martha part, was the only issue with that. See, the Zack Snyder had some really nice motives to show that scene, that it was supposed to be a metaphor where Bruce Wayne actually realizes that he's human. Superman is human, but just the common name, it just because of that one particular thing. If he had said "saved my mother," it had been totally a different film. Getting a point. Instead, if Superman had said "save Martha," if I just said "save my mother," first of all, it had made more sense.
I have
I
actually
think
made a
we
there are
already
more,
talked about
there are
like
more issues.
it's
than
like
that.
I have-
feel-
guys,
yeah.
let's
I have
not
made
get into that.
I made a fan cut, a fan edit of that scene where I removed the Martha thing. I changed it up in a way where it still works without the Martha.
So send it to Geeky.
Okay, I actually send it.
Okay,
I need to find
Tanmay
it
says The
first.
Dark Knight, second The Dark Knight Rises, and third BVS Ultimate Edition, fourth The Batman. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes equal to unsubscribe. I enjoyed. Any of you are on Letterbox? Letterbox is cool.
No.
Even I had a lot of issues with Dark Knight Rises. Okay. Yeah, wait. What was my question?
I think
Ranking.
Rotten
no,
Tomatoes
got it.
liked
Everyone-
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Who?
No, I was answering to Tanmay's comment that Rotten Tomatoes, like people over there, I mean, it got good. Zack Snyder's Justice League got good.
Yeah,
reviews.
that's 70% something, right? I don't know.
Manoj,
Yeah.
Tanmay is asking for the link. Manoj, send it to him. Also,
Oh.
now I want to ask, in superhero films, where does the Batman ranks? Not like a particular number, but like, is it in top?
In
films
the
and
for
all?
me, it's in the like it's among all the very good ones. But then
Which
also
are the ones?
recency bias.
Which are the ones?
But that's a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't ask, just ask top 5, top 10, something like that.
Top 3
No, I'm
should
saying
be
where
fine.
does the Batman lies in your best superhero films list?
Like, yeah,
Which is your favorite
it is-
each one of you? Which is your favorite superhero film?
Hey, that's
Dark
a very
Knight.
that
Do
keeps
it- do it-
changing.
do a
That's a
top
very
three.
tough question.
Top
like,
3 will be.
not even 3. Like, which are the best among to you? Like, this is my favorite. These are my. I'm not saying one
For me,
movie.
it's Dark Knight, easy. That's
Yeah,
my
I
favorite.
think I would say like I feel like I like Batman Begins, even though Dark Knight is like an objectively better film. I just enjoy
I'm not
watching
just
Batman
talking about
Begins.
DC.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole
Oh,
point.
so yeah, I feel like on par with like Spider-Man 2, like the Tobey Maguire one,
Whoa.
or
That's
or,
I know because Spider-Man 2 is your favorite superhero film ever. That says a lot. Okay.
No, I mean it's not above that. It's probably
No,
below that, but yeah, on par with I think all the which now I'm suddenly forgetting like
No MCU
other
film in
names.
that top 5.
Infinity War, Endgame, anything else like that? Like
Yeah, I think Infinity War will be there. Not
For me, it's The
Endgame.
Dark Knight, Civil War. That's my top range.
Okay.
And then
What
maybe
else?
Infinity War.
Even people forget Logan. I really like Logan also.
Logan was
this film
cool.
released
It was cool,
on
but not.
Logan's 2-year anniversary,
Yeah.
4th March. 2 no,
5
3
year,
years.
5 year, 5 year, 5 years.
Yeah,
5 years.
5 year. Oh shit. Yeah, 5.
For me, if you ask me, of course, Dark Knight. So the next one, I don't know if it's an unpopular one, but Amazing Spider-Man 2. I really
Oh,
That's
nice.
very unpopular.
Nice.
No, I love
but
Andrew
I appreciate your choice. Yeah.
Electro and the whole thing, and the latest Spider-Man. So these 3 will be.
No way.
What are
Yeah.
others? Manoj?
Coming to me, my
let Kikishi go first. Because mine is very
actually,
boring.
actually till now, my all-time favorite film, not just the superhero film, all-time favorite film was The Dark Knight Rises. All time. now I'm not going to rank, but I'm going to tell you my top 5 superhero films is definitely The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight, The Batman, Spider-Man 2, and I consider Infinity both of the parts as one. So top 5. Oh, can I make it top 6? X-Men First Class 2.
Make it 20.
Oh,
it's okay.
First Class is very good, man. It's a very
Yeah.
underrated movie. People don't give enough credit.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
very good thing.
No X-Men movies in my list.
No, I
Not even
really
top
agree
20.
with
Not
Yoshiki's point
even
of First
top
Class.
20.
First Class is for me an amazing film. I think it doesn't get
Yeah.
enough credit. It's an amazing film.
Like I think all X-Men movies are like after all the MC films are over, then I'll start to rank.
I mean, especially that climatic battle between that the warships and everything. Oh man, so that impact it's beautiful, man.
And the
Dude,
way
you
they
will put
connected to
X-Men
history was
after
also.
all MCU films. There are a lot of like very
Yeah,
famous.
No, I
Thor
know.
2 are all nonsense.
I know. I know they are good ones also, but I'm like, I'll not even count them in the list because it'll be very
So,
back in my mind.
we have talked about favorite superhero or superhero films. What about villains? Like, if you had to rank favorite villains.
That's
Like
tough.
Okay,
Throughout
easy for me.
recently-
Easy for me. I
throughout-
can name.
no,
I
wait.
can name.
Throughout superhero films or DC or Marvel, like
Both. Like, I'm expecting Joker to be in the top 2 for everyone. The Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
top one, yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Second
it's-
for me is
he's
Green
second.
Goblin. Second for me is
Yeah,
William
he's
Dafoe.
Second,
Oh.
okay.
I feel
And-
like recently the Green Goblin became first for me, but I think second is Heath Ledger. I feel like this is not even. I don't think in terms of villain, Riddler will be in top 5, maybe top 10. But
Same.
I think Thanos and there are more villains.
for me,
Actually, Riddler could have been in top 5 if he had been, like properly in the film.
Yeah,
It was
that's
like an
why-
extended cameo. It wasn't like an extended cameo of Riddler.
Yeah, that's why I also said it was underutilized.
So
For me, Zemo is there on top, like in the top 5.
Oh yeah, see, I forgot.
I even said it last stream, right? Zemo is the reason why Civil War works.
Yeah.
Like, I think I said that he was the glue behind making the film work. So, yeah, Zemo is also a very good choice. For me, I can't pick one because I think I need to really think about, because we have had,
Yeah.
a lot of times people say that we don't have good villains in the MCU, we don't have good superhero villains, but actually we have had some really good villains. There's a lot of
Killmonger.
mediocre villains also. A lot of
Killmonger,
mediocre villains, but
Thanos.
Killmonger is also pretty good.
For me, I think
actually, the only issue with Thanos is that he's CGI. Like the live action version of a villain has something which hits the heart directly.
But I feel that's
No,
the
I feel
biggest
like
part of
does it
Thanos,
really
right?
look
Even
CGI?
even with CGI, he's so menacing. Like you feel like he's a real guy, and he
True,
took
true.
down.
Like his
In
everything.
Infinity
expression,
War,
everything works.
yeah, in Infinity War, not for a second I felt like I was watching a CGI character. And till that movie, I always used to say that I hate CGI.
What about Shibu from Minal Murli?
Oh,
Nishant has
dude,
asked.
that's actually
Shibu was
very
not
good.
exactly a villain. Yeah, it never gave me a.
He did
No,
become a villain.
Yeah,
He was an
It was a
outright
villain
Yeah,
origin
he
story,
was.
basically.
Yeah.
So for me, that way, Electro is in my top 3. Because,
okay.
that Amazing Spider-Man 2,
I was getting confused. Okay.
his backstory, how he first meets him as a common man, and, then that misunderstanding. So I think that had an impact on me.
Can I
dude,
can I
Shibu is
add
really
one more?
dark.
Can I add one more villain to this list? Not exactly a villain, but yeah,
You'll have
it's
to
quite
file the
menacing.
paper.
Actually, he's quite menacing.
Chad is saying Wilson Fisk.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
I mean, there's so many like in villains you can like forget.
Dude, even
I
for
feel
me,
like,
Prometheus from Arrow season 5, he was also terrific for me.
Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash also, but dude, Prometheus, he was like so insane. Like, dude, that's such a good performance by that actor. Even Reverse Flash, it got a little.
Guys, have you watched the
because-
Brightburn?
Brightburn?
Oh, yeah.
I've not seen it.
So I think younger version of Superman could be a good villain.
I
Anyway,
think the
guys,
list
it
is
was,
endless if we just go on that.
I
but-
would like to take your leave.
yeah,
मैंने
we
अभी तक
just
dinner नहीं
just
किया.
wrapping it up.
Okay, if
we're
you're
also
wrapping it up, then I can stay for another 5 minutes.
And anything else? When we talk about the Batman, I think we discussed music also. We discussed.
Batmobile scene was cool,
Yeah.
but
You know,
people are saying
One thing. What was the interval cut point for you guys?
Okay, first, so I'm going to share. Sorry if I'm interrupting.
Go ahead.
For the first time when I watched, what was the interval cut point? It was so
What was
bad. when like jumps like in his car, explosion, Batman is jumping in his Batmobile.
Oh my
Interval.
god.
I think
Everyone was like,
for many people
"Arey,
it was
yaar."
that.
Okay, second time when I was in PVR, it was he had just landed and then he goes to Penguin. It was cut. It was still fine.
For me,
Now for today, okay, this is the
okay,
third time.
go. Yeah,
In the
go ahead.
same theater, IMAX, when I watched it again. So today it was after they interrogated Penguin after they leave.
Mine was that.
You
Mine
have seen
was
it
that.
3 times.
Yeah, this was my third time here today.
Wow.
Mine was at Penguin after the interrogation. They leave in the
Interrogation.
car. That was the interrogation. That was decent, I thought.
I don't even remember when my interval was.
Varun? No
No
They
interval.
no interval, right?
For me, I was really happy. It was the moment he reaches to Penguin in the car, and it's like now you're going. And I think, oh, that was a great cut at the end of the action sequence. And I've heard a lot of
Okay,
people it
does
cut in
4DX have
between.
an inter? 4DX doesn't
Yeah,
have
it
an
has
interval. right?
interval.
No, it
4DX
has.
It has interval.
Every
Okay, I
theater
heard-
in India has
Popcorn
interval.
seems to sell, no?
That's how they earn money, man.
Although
I
I wanted a dramatic Riddler writing like interval.
No, I've not seen a Indian film here. I want to see what do they do. Like when the intermission comes, do they just like keep continuing? Or
Check out
do they
Gangubai,
actually-
dude. You should watch Gangubai in New York.
I was thinking I might go.
But when I was in Chennai, there used to be some shows where there were no intervals.
Even in Mumbai, some PVR places there's no intervals for
Yeah.
the movies.
Yeah, they mentioned
They're like special
clearly.
screenings.
No,
Like,
I think
the
in
film
US,
and then bracket में no interval.
But they are
in
only for
US
Hollywood films. Bollywood में तो वैसे ही डलता है.
Yeah.
हाँ, उसमें तो लिखा ही
it's
आता है
written in
interval.
the screenplay, right? No, I think in US what they do in Indian films is that they show intermission, and then people all stand up and like, just kidding, no intermission.
Next scene.
You know what happened?
There's
for
no
one
intermission in
movie?
US.
No.
For one,
No.
for
What
one
if someone
film,
wants to pee?
they just walk off.
Do it before the film.
No. I've seen people like in Indian movies also. While the film is going, they just walk off, go and come back.
True. Or they just buy a very
Yeah,
good
they
car.
come. People go
Like
out.
I
for
did it
food, like-
yesterday. I did it yesterday because I was watching the Batman for the second time.
Yeah.
That's fine, but for the first time,
Dude, I cannot
Yeah,
believe
that's what
even
I-
moving my eye to my phone or just anything.
Yeah.
My phone fell
Same,
down while
same.
watching a movie, and I'm like,
yeah, and then there's,
I
there
had
are
to read
some
the
stupid people
subtitles
who
also.
are chatting and taking pictures of the Batman. Arey, yeah, please, yeah, you can do it later on. I hate those kind of people who are taking picture and then with the flash. It's like,
Oh yeah. with-
God.
No.
idiot, you
They-
dumb head.
They
Geeky
don't
Geeky's
even
like,
take the picture.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
These people don't take the picture. They wait for that scene where the logo will come and then they take the whole video.
yeah.
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 So
I
all
hate
the
it.
literally, I know the moment the logo will come, right? People like their phones. Every row, someone is doing this.
It's either a video or a boomerang, not a photo.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sometimes reels also.
God.
For me in theaters, I just keep everything aside. When I watch it on laptop and phone, like interruptions will
It's
come. But
natural.
theater, it's like
Yeah.
I put the airplane mode on, and I'm like,
Yeah. Not even silent. Yeah. I also
Yeah.
put on aeroplane.
What if
Okay, so Nona,
Zack
I
Snyder's
have a
version-
job that I need to take care of Gotham right now.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
I-
sorry.
I am the shadow.
Yeah.
Time to end the stream, guys. Thank you for joining. We have 29 likes. Can we make it 30? Anyone?
It's not 30, it's 30. It's
Is
30.
it 30? Okay, great.
Yeah, it's 30.
then
I
more
made
like
Let's make it 40.
I liked.
even number.
So, guys,
How many people were watching maximum at one point?
I think 16 to 17 at
Oh,
one
nice.
point.
31 likes now.
So guys, if by chance you guys still have some appetite left, can we do it on my channel tomorrow?
I don't know,
Are
man.
you guys available?
I'm not sure for mine, but any of them wants to join, definitely.
Like,
Not
is there a
tomorrow.
Indian Geek Society group? You can add me. We can discuss it there.
Sure.
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 Oh
Okay.
yeah. We have.
Mondays for me, weekdays are always a bit more difficult because no
I
one
mean, we
knows
can
this.
do late night. 10 o'clock is also fine.
My work is
To
still...
this guy's work, he never gets over.
But we can try.
We can discuss it off the stream also. So, guys, that's it. Thank you for joining us. And if you enjoyed, do like, subscribe, check out Keshav's channel, All Things Cinema Podcast. Check out Geeky Shiki on the YouTube. Check out Manoj, Varun on this channel itself. And that's it from us. Hope we discovered, we talked about everything. And if we missed out something, do let us know in the
Oh
comments.
yeah, I put the link of the Martha edit in the live chat.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to.
And I think Manoj last time asked me to play the Batman theme.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We can end it with that. That'd be
I don't
great.
see the link.
Oh, it did not count. It was a few minutes.
Keshav, please go on. I'm dying to. Yeah.
What?
Did it get blocked?
I'm
or
dying to
something?
hear it. Damn.
Oh.
I feel like we should all make brooding faces. It
Oh,
matches with
amazing.
the vibe.
That was
Keshav
nice.
actually had the last bomb. I'm going to end the stream with this.
Guys, Manoj will post the link in the comments when the live stream is over. And I think
No, I
that's
only put it
the
now.
best
I only put it
way.
now.
No, it's not showing
A
up.
big round of applause
Oh,
for
Yeah, big round of
Keshav.
applause, Keshav. And I think that's how we end the stream. Thank you for joining. See you. Good night. Keep kicking out.
Okay, guys. Bye. Good night. Take care. I'm Vengeance.